Welcome back to another session of Octuses and Owlbears. We're just a collection of working stiffs that decided to stream our home game, and so here it is. Fellas, last week, we continued y'all's journey, I guess emotional journey, physical journey. You learned a very dear friend of yours had perished. Unexpectedly, very unexpectedly, and at his funeral, you connected with a companion of his who asked a favor of you. That favor led you to the town of Garraville to do some investigating into a mysterious group of individuals called the Hebroon. You were told to be discreet and use your discretion to quash any issues if there were issues. But if this isn't something that the crown head of Mestronosha should be concerned about, to let the sleeping dogs lie. After you left Andre's home for the time being, Sutton, you guys made your way through Dimesh Hold, coming across a very grim sight on the outskirts of Blightwood Hollow. Overturned caravans, dead bodies, no blood, horrified faces. You also managed to make some money escorting a caravan, another caravan, through this corridor that was somewhat dangerous. You guys made it to Dimesh Hold, and at Dimesh Hold you linked up with somebody else who knew your old friend that perished, Alden Errol. This fellow's name was Corbin. Corbin Fallonwood, I believe. I don't know. He's not here because he decided not to show up. But he'll be tagging along with you in the background. So in Dimesh Hold, Corbin had tipped you off to a particular farmer who came across an item while he was out plowing his fields that was rumored to be one of the many magical items strewn about Dimesh Hold by Tiberius Dimesh some 80 cycles back. You guys tracked down the location of this farmer and made your way to his cabin. At his cabin, you found no farmer. You found no magical object, supposed to be shaped like a pyramid. But you did find subtle signs of some rummaging, as if somebody's been there looking through stuff. You also found a secret room, and in that secret room, while you found nothing interesting in and of itself, you did find signs that indicate that whoever was here last had recently left and headed to the woods. Sun was beginning to set as you guys departed from the farmer's house, Henry. You left Henry's house to head to the nearby woods to search and see if you could find him, whoever or whatever absconded with him, and perhaps a magical item. Is the sky is kind of red with that just setting sun, and there's like a mixture of purple in the air as Saloon, the blue moon, and Capiso, the red moon, are high in the sky, casting this kind of eerie image as you walk to the woods in front of you. Side note, Corbin is staying back in the cabin, as is Fee, who is also not here, and they are doing some more rummaging to see if they can find anything, while Harlow, Andre, and Hugo head into the woods. We'll get to you. Just doing a quick audio check. Audio sounds a little bit echoey. Fantastic. All right. As you approach the woods before you with the sun setting in the sky, what would you like to do?
Well, if it's only three of us, I think we're better off sticking together. I'd hate for Harlow to get lost and something happen to him.
I can't agree more.
There are no
no women around, so I mean, shouldn't be too hard for him to stick with us.
Now Harlow has never been the type of guy to draw lines, so I'd, make sure your chaps are fastened all the way up.
I don't appreciate this when I'm trying to redo all my spells and I got deleted.
I guess I want to take a look and kind of try and see if any of the brush looks like it's been disturbed recently. Like there's a good spot for me to kind of begin searching.
Make a survival check as you're kind of walking up to the woods doing. Are you with him or what are you doing?
Yeah, we're sticking
And while
together.
Harlow's sitting back a bit trying to figure out his magic.
Can I get an advantage because he's
If he's helping you, yeah.
You want to help me look?
Yeah.
Let's say
The
that.
first roll was
I'll
better.
take the help action.
16.
16. Okay. As you're searching around, at first nothing really sticks out to you, and as you're looking and you walk past an area, and all of a sudden you hear Hugo kind of whistle at you. You turn around and go back. And what you found is it's not much, but you do see two twigs. There doesn't look like a path, but two twigs freshly broken, still dangling from these small, very thin alder-like trees that they belong to.
I guess I'd look up the tree. They're dangling twigs. Maybe he broke them on the way up.
Okay, so an alder it's like a very thin, kind of flimsy tree, and so the branches are about chest level, but what you see is as if somebody pulled through enough to snap them and bend them, I guess contort their normal position, but they didn't break all the way through because the alder's still alive, and so it's a little rubbery. But you see the broken branches, they're just not completely broken off.
What do you see something?
You had called him back. It was you're the one who spotted this with your help action.
But are you looking up the tree or no?
This tree looks too flimsy for him to climb, and I don't see any digging, so I guess the only path forward is deep into the forest from this direction. And I kind of try to gauge, like, where the perpendicular line to stray back to the clearing where the cabin was would be, and go opposite that. Does that make sense?
Make an intelligence check from here.
It's going to be a 6 plus 2.
Yeah, so you're not really able to tell exactly perpendicular because it depends on, they could go any number of ways. And as you're kind of trying to find this out, you realize it's probably futile.
Well, I really don't know what to do in this situation, to be honest with you. I don't know if we're going to find much.
How deep does the forest go?
It goes back a ways. All you see right now, you've got some alders obscuring your vision a little bit, but you can see a vast forest behind you and these broken twigs right in front of you.
Well, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time looking because we do have other things to do, but maybe we should go in a little bit, maybe walk for 20, 30 minutes and then find our way back out if we don't see anything else.
Yeah. Do I see any animals nearby?
You hear some birds.
I would like to ritual. I'm going to take 10 minutes to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. You sit down on the ground and begin casting Speak with Animals, and after about 10 minutes passes, you hear the same chirping, but somewhat more comprehensible to you.
They're singing mating songs, or?
Right now,
I mean,
it's more just
it's
singing.
the start of rejuvenation. You gotta feel like it's
Regeneration.
Regeneration.
It is. These are actually songs about the rising of Saloon.
Ooh. The birds worship the moon. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna kind of just shout out to the birds. Not shout, but like ask loud enough that they'd hear without trying to scare them if they've seen another humanoid creature come back.
Yeah, you hear what you guys hear. To you, very broken understanding, but with the nod, there's an indication that what you're looking for is straight through where those broken branches were.
The birds are saying he went straight through this way. So
The bird said that?
yeah, and you graduated from the Darnell Spy. I'm sure you've seen weirder shit than people ritual cast and speak with animals.
You're right. Okay.
You know, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Did you graduate?
I forget my.
You keep saying you don't remember much of it.
I think I did.
Yeah, it's better than I did, so.
Alden said I had. But yeah, my memory's so fuzzy, but I trust you.
Well, I trust you to. I don't know.
All right.
Well, let's just keep moving. Harlow, are you coming? Are you? Did you figure out anything useful?
Coming.
All right, as Harlow
Take that
comes,
as a no.
you guys push through these initial alders that are where these two broken branches are, and about 2 foot back, you see a trail.
2 feet back, and I couldn't.
Obscured by the alders. No,
What?
very narrow trail.
Well,
You gotta walk.
that's definitely a trail of some kind.
Well, I suppose
I'm surprised we didn't see it from where we were standing. But
You know, it's these damn alders. You know, I just get the feeling that for whatever reason they obstruct your view.
They really do.
Can I check the trail for signs of passage?
Yeah, make a survival check.
I'll help him. You have advantage.
Have advantage, he said.
Any thoughts on the any
that
word on
didn't
the music audio?
no. Audio on fleek.
8.
If anybody's in chat, maybe just say, "Hey,
Oh no,
what's that
9.
music?" 9.
That was with advantage.
Yeah, you can't really tell. There's been too much of the recent melt as immuration has passed, and so the ground is a little muddy. And while you'd think that would hold prints, there's just a lot of tumult in this trail.
It looks like somebody just passed through here. I lied.
Thank you, Harlow.
Very nice words.
You believe him and you believe him. No metagaming. Y'all continue on. That's what you get. And you run right into a trap! No. You press on for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The trail kind of narrows and runs into a very, not a dead end, but it looks almost as if the trail stopped.
I mean, what's surrounding the trail? More woods, or?
Yeah, no alders at this time, but very dense, very thick woods. Tall trees, a lot of briar, brambles. But you come, it's almost as if it just pointed, the trail came to a point.
Guess I want to kind of look around and see if I see any. I know there's not alder trees, but any other signs of rummaging through. If it's
Make a
dense
survival
forest. Anybody want to help?
Help.
21.
So, as you're looking, you don't see any signs of broken branches. But what you do see what looks to be some kind of fresh pine boughs that appear to be connected to a tree obstructing the path. But you look, and as you're looking at them, you notice they don't connect to anything. It's as if they've been freshly cut and placed there to look as if they're part of the tree.
I want to try to move them.
Okay, you move them, and as you do, you find a little bitty egg. No, you find a path.
Oh, okay. Well, that was simple. You know, I had a gut feeling I was going to find an egg, but I didn't see one.
At about this
It's a
point,
little bit disappointing.
the sun has dropped below the horizon, and so while there's still a bit of remaining sunlight, the sky is now markedly more purple as it is a cloudless night in regeneration. A cool night as Saloon and Capiso competing with the red and blue create a purplish hue over the land. I think that's what red and blue create. In fact, it does.
Yes. My
It does here.
first grade art education would concur with your findings.
What I get for skipping. Y'all continue on?
Well, it's getting darker, but this is really the only clue we've seen, so I think we should probably press on.
Might as well. I mean, I can see through this just fine, so I don't know if you all can, but...
Ditto.
Well, you'll have to lead the way.
All right. I guess I take the front and go down the path.
Okay, you do.
Never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
After about 5 minutes, you see off in the distance, flickering as you're walking. It's almost as if your vision catches it for a second and loses it between the trees. A flickering firelight.
I'm going to cast invisibility on Andre. So I'm going to touch Andre and cast invisibility.
Cool.
As he does that, you feel yourself, him not telling you anything. You feel his hand go on your back, and all of a sudden, as you look, it startles you.
Hopefully this
Make a stealth check with disadvantage. You are startled as you feel a hand on your back, and as you're walking out of your peripherals, you notice that you don't see your arm swinging, or your frying pan that you're holding.
It's a fryer pan.
Your fryer pan.
Listen, I just made you invisible.
How long does it last?
It lasts about an hour.
Oh shit.
You'll still be audible, but I'll hang back if you want to go check out that campfire.
Make sure Harlow sticks back too.
I cast invisibility on myself.
Harlow still stick back.
No, I'm coming. I had to waste a spell slot for that. I had to waste a spell slot for that, but I have to come.
So you two are going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I want
You-
to stealthily go
Yep.
in that direction.
Do
I'm
it.
not rushing.
I want
Both
to
do it with
allow-
advantage as you're
allow
invisible.
me to
As you approach the fire, you can
Nat
start
20
to
on the
hear
first roll.
the crack of the fire. What's your passive perception?
Uh,
Sam, all of these
11.
things are on that paper, but it's very easy to find, so we'll point them out to you when you need them.
This is gonna be an easy one. Wait, where's my stealth?
Your 11 passive perception.
Yeah.
You?
23.
I'm not going.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. My passive perception is, I think, 12.
Okay, you're over 20 on your stealth, yes?
Yeah, 23. I think.
Okay, and then give me your passive perception whenever you get to it. As you guys, as you two,
13.
okay, is Harlow and Andre, as you guys approach, very quietly. It's almost as if the invisibility you think has muffled your sound, although you're just moving so slow and so stealthily. No sound is made. You manage to make it up to the edge of the woods, surrounding a circle in the woods. Very crude, looks like recently cut. You still see types of tundra and undergrowth beneath the feet of two individuals. One of them is a very tall individual. Is holding a staff and wearing kind of greenish attire. The other one looks similar to one of the mercenaries you saw in Demesh Hold in the tavern there. Very large. He's not holding a sword, but you see next to him is a large great sword in a sheath, and they're both standing on kind of the undergrowth in the tundra with a cutout in the undergrowth for the fire. It's flickering. You on the far side, you see, as you're looking there, you don't see anything, but your ear picks up some kind of rustling in the leaves on the far side of the fire.
But it appears to be coming from the circle of the fire
No,
area,
so
or like.
it sounds as if it's from the woods on the backside of the fire. Just a very subtle, it's barely audible over the popping of the fire, the occasional leaf crunch, as it sounds almost as if something's being drug.
Okay, I think to myself, what man is it hard to communicate with someone who's invisible when you're trying to be stealthy?
Yeah. Quick question. So this green attire, could you describe it
Yes.
more thoroughly?
It's difficult to see because at this point it is very dark except for the moonlight overhead and the flickering of the firelight.
Dark vision.
Yes, but color I don't think translates. But it's a very dark green. It's almost like a green robe, and it goes down to tan pants. But the thing that catches you is it's almost some kind of hood that doesn't sit over the head, but it almost sticks up off of the back. It's also a green.
Is it at all similar to the girl that's Alden's friend? I keep forgetting her name. I'm sorry.
Celine.
No.
Celine's.
No, doesn't look similar to that at all.
Okay.
No, this is more of a. This is traveler's attire. Hers was courtly wear.
Gotcha. Well, when you said green, I just did that.
I'm choosing to sit and wait to see what kind of happens here. As for that noise,
are they talking at all?
No. You see them. The one, the larger one that's sitting down with a sword next to him appears to be eating some kind of food. The other one kind of looking up at the sky. Almost, you see his mouth moving. He only has one mouth, a little bit, but you don't hear anything, at least from this point.
How far away from Hugo was this? How far of a walk?
Y'all are about 20 foot.
20 feet.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
jeez. I say, did you hear that?
I guess I'm gonna try to stealthily circle so I'm kind of behind the guy with the weapon on the side.
Okay. Let me just show you what you see. Don't mind this river that's right here, this creek. It's not a creek. That's more trees, but there is a large stone on the far side. So you see individual here, and you see an individual here.
And where are we coming at this from?
Y'all have come down this the clearing is kind of right here, and so y'all about right here.
And is this forest around them further? Or
yeah, so the clearing's here. This is the tundra-y stuff, and then this all is forest. But you can see the rocks in the distance there.
And where did I hear this sound coming from?
Back over that way.
I guess I want to kind of circle. This is the guy with the sword on the ground. I just want to kind of circle within the grass.
So there, this all area right here is treed. So keep it from back here, and this is all trees.
I want to get as close to.
Yep. So you're still in trees. Go ahead and make me another stealth check with advantage. And is your passive perception? You said is 9?
No, 11.
Okay.
11. The stealth check is a 15.
15. You feel pretty stealthy. As you get closer, you also now begin to hear a very, very subtle, very slow dragging behind them. It sounds like something's pulling something through the leaves.
Can I tell if it sounds like it's getting louder, i.e. closer, or quieter, i.e. further?
You can go and make me a perception check now, because that 11 is enough to hear it.
That'll be a 13. It's 12 plus 1.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
It's very faint.
Okay. So how far up do these trees go?
They range anywhere from, it looks 20 to 25 feet up. Some are much smaller.
Well, no. Like the tree line.
Oh, okay. Right about here. Sorry.
Okay, I would have gone as close as possible. All right, I guess I want to kind of like get on all fours and like reach for this guy's sword and try to slowly drag it away.
Okay.
He's eating. It's distracting. This guy's looking at the sky.
Well, he is.
It's dark.
From this direction, you can definitely see his mouth appears to be murmuring something. You can't
Murmuring?
hear it. You see it kind of moving, but you can't hear anything.
So he's like chewing gum.
Make me a stealth check again, I guess with advantage. Because you've got your
Can I perceive?
15. Nat 20 on the second one.
Okay.
I won't even bother.
You manage to somehow get up to this individual without anybody noticing. Again, though, that dragging sound, you still hear that. You put your hand on the sword, and while you've made it this far without being heard, now comes the hard part where you have to remove an object that they can clearly see. And unless, does it go invisible when he touches it? I think it's only things that he's carrying when it's cast, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wearing or carrying.
Does it just say invisible? Does it specify
Let's read
that?
the spell.
Yeah.
Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person.
Okay.
The spell hits a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Okay. Before you touch it, you get up to it. Do you want to reach right down and grab it, or are you waiting for a particular moment? And if so, what are you waiting for?
I was under the impression as long as green person is looking up and he's chewing, I just want to grab him by the hilt.
The guy whose sword you're taking, it very into his food. The guy in the green's a little harder to predict as he's looking up, but he's also looking behind him and he's looking around. Not like he's keeping watch, but it's almost as if you can't tell if he's even
expecting something.
No, it doesn't even look like that. It almost looks aimless. You're not even sure if he's processing what he's seeing. But go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 4.
Trace 3.
You see him looking kind of your direction. You see him move up. As soon as he does, you put your hand on the sword, slowly lift it, and retrieve it. And you did get an nat 20, so that's going to let you get back to where you started, because that was very short. So you slowly.
Heck yeah! I see it. So impressed. I try to steal the green guy.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check. I should have had you. Well, no, your stealth check. At 20.
You pick him up and walk away with him.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't know what to do.
With his own sword.
So if we
While
kind
you
of
were-
wait here for a minute and observe nothing's really changing.
No, and if you want, this is my mistake. When you get up to where the kind of log that the sword's sitting on, you see next to the sword, you do see a bag, brown burlap sack, on the far. So he's here, sword here, brown sack over here. Well, you can't see what's inside it, but if you want to go back, still with your nat 20, once you get up there and see what you're doing.
Oh, I'm like allowed to have seen
You would have seen it. That was
Okay.
my mistake.
the bag.
Yes. Just before you make a decision, since you were going for the sword, if you do change what you're going for, you'll have to make a sleight of hand check. Also with advantage because you're invisible. But
Now that I've got the sword secured,
okay, so you're taking the sword.
I take the sword and I wait a minute. But I know that the bag's there now. I've got a sword away from him. Is there like a loop or something so I can secure the sword to myself without having to hold it?
There is. It's a belt. It's a belt. So.
All right, I belt the sword up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reach for the bag again and do the same exact thing.
Staying there. You didn't retreat back. I see. Okay. It's gonna take you. You're gonna have to undo your belt and then belt it back up.
Oh, I know. I meant like after I
Okay, so
retreated
now
back.
you're going back.
Yeah,
Okay. Make another stealth check.
with advantage.
You are invisible, but you now have a long sword that is attached to your belt, an object you aren't used to carrying, and so while nobody is going to be able to see you, there is a chance somebody can hear you with this object. What'd you get?
11.
Have I been able to observe like the sword disappearing and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
And you see the guy who's eating. It's out of his peripheral, but he's just going to town on it. But as you get closer, this time, the sword, as you kind of bending down, managed to hit the ground and tink over a rock in this undergrowth and just make it the slightest sound. And with that, you see him look.
I'm gonna freeze the second I hear a tink.
Okay. You see him look. Stands up. Oi, what did you take my sword? As he says to the other guy. The other guy, kind of almost as if he's snapped out of something, looks back up to him. I've been over here this entire time. You've lost your sword. Are you serious? I was just eating some of the farmer's pig, and I look and it's gone. And as they kind of banter back about it, back and forth, you see the individual whose sword you took stand up and start rummaging over here. He picks up the bag, sets it down, is going over here now, looking over here.
As he's
going
over
into-
there, I scoop the bag, run in the forest this way.
Okay, do a stealth check with disadvantage as you're running.
I mean, I'm invisible.
I know, but this is sound.
Okay. 10.
10. Yeah. As they're both looking both distracted by this turn of events. Nope, it was a 2 because they were disadvantaged. This is the first time I used the D&D Beyond Encounter Builder. You sure you don't want to go back? They don't hear you.
Well, once I'm like safely in the trees and don't have them behind me, I want to look in the bag and see if I see a black pyramid.
Okay, you look in the bag as you open it up, and you see it's full of some kind of. It looks and the smell wafts you. It looks like it's full of some kind of cow dung. I'm kidding. It's the black pyramid. I wanted you to get that.
I guess I'm gonna walk back to Hugo.
Okay, as you do. I imagine at this point, you probably would you have run over there? Or would you have run this way into the woods?
What?
Would you have run?
I think
back
back around it.
Okay.
I would have stayed in the woods. I would have not.
But you would
I
have
would
gone
have
back
been
to
trying not to get hurt.
Okay, would you have gone back to them, to Harlow?
He's at Hugo.
I mean, he's
he doesn't know where-
invisible.
Okay.
I don't know where
Okay.
he is.
Yeah, so you'll have to go back through there if you're trying to get to Hugo. So, as you do, you pass Harlow. Harlow, you hear him traipse you off towards Hugo. And again, on the far side of the fire, now heading this way a little bit, you can hear this dragging sound. As you see, both of the individuals still looking. The larger man almost erratically, and the other individual in the green is kind of looking almost dismissively, and you still see his mouth moving.
I take that in. I want to rally back with Hugo and.
Okay.
When I get to Hugo, I whisper to him, Hugo, I found the pyramid. I'm pretty sure they killed the farmer. I'll say this louder because I feel like I can't be heard in the mic. Now, Hugo, but I'm whispering this so they don't get hurt. None of your shenanigans, DM.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, Hugo, I found the Black Pyramid. I'm pretty sure they killed the farmer. They were talking about eating his pig. And I heard a little bit of dragon. Would not be surprised if it were a body of that farmer.
Dragon?
Now, I heard some dragon sound from. I couldn't tell if it was getting further or closer, but I heard dragon, and the pyramid was there, and they were eating the farmer's pig. I'm assuming they're dragging a dead body, but quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
But
Nothing we can do about it now, right?
yeah, I suppose.
I mean,
what could be dragging it though? Assuming it is his dead body.
probably an extra person. I mean, I don't know. There were two of them by the fire. We could go fight. We could go try to get justice, or we could just keep this pyramid. I don't know what it is.
As he's talking, I kind of whisper over Hugo's shoulders. Corbin would be devastated.
Would be devastated.
I-
Actually, wow. What a night to miss.
I guess I'm gonna hand the hand the bag with the pyramid to Hugo
Okay.
and ask him. Now, can you tell if there's any magical properties about it, or?
I mean, I could spend some time trying to detect magic.
Now's probably not the place or the time.
I guess I'll do a quick Arcana check.
Yep.
But spell casting. Oh, Arcana check is just.
He's
That's
just
just
trying to.
18.
Yeah.
It is almost. It's almost overwhelming the amount of arcane energy that's emanating off of this object.
What we really need to do is find another magic user who can identify what kind of magic is being utilized here.
Give it here. I take it confidently. I eye it over.
snatches it out
and
of
I
my
do an
hand.
Arcana check. With confidence, it's not very good at it. But with confidence, I rolled probably somewhere along the line of an 11 plus probably some.
Even with that, you don't pick up. It doesn't. It's not necessarily strong to you, but it's definitely emanating some arcane.
I've seen this before. Something just like it. I'll need to think on it to recall the details.
I snatched it out of his hand.
Metagame.
Yeah, dope metagame. Would you have done that?
I also know Harlow pretty well.
Okay. No, let's keep our metagaming to a min.
I suggest
Metagames,
we.
when you know they rolled a shitty roll and they're probably lying, but you wouldn't really know they're lying. But you know they rolled shitty.
But we really need to identify. I don't have the capability to do that.
Now, Harlow, I just quite frankly think that we need to leave this with the guy who's actually been trained in magic, and I hand it back to Hugo.
Well, it looks like we're both invisible. I'd spent 20 years traveling with Alden. I've learned the arts of illusion, lovemaking, and
Now it's no. Well, now we've all seen your lovemaking skills, Harlow, more than most of us would prefer. But one of us has been through the Dawn and Spire. I'm just gonna give him magical objects.
Alden told me a lot of the Darn Inspire students are, no offense, but sissy ninny muggins.
Now, he also told me you were wild.
Okay. Are you going to resist, or is this happening? Actually, you're invisible. I guess. Yeah. When he gets the bag, we're just going to say for the ease of this, he's got it, unless this wants to be a fight.
No, I'm not fighting.
Okay. For the ease of this,
put it in my
even though
bag
it's
for now.
invisible, you feel around and you manage to give this object in the bag to Hugo. Hugo puts it in his bag, heading back to Henry's cabin, or something else.
What do we do about those two?
Well, best guess is there's probably did you hear that?
You hear that sound
Did you-
as y'all are still standing here, start to work its way this way.
Well, all this adventure has been going on. There is a dragon sound that's been circling around the camp for the last, and I look at my invisible watch, 5 minutes.
Well, honestly, we did get what we came for, and at the end of the day, we're supposed to be dealing with the gang, not this. So, I'd say I'd prefer just to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, reluctantly. But I hope that not dealing with them now doesn't lead to any repercussions in the future.
I want to do a future repercussions check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's actually a 35.
A divination check, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a D.
I like it.
They love it. Wait, what's it?
Going back to
Okay.
grab Fee and
Yep.
Corbin.
You guys make your way back to Henry's cabin. You find Fee and Corbin there still looking around, obviously not successful. You show them this object, this pyramidic object.
No, we don't. We set it on the table and we're like, it was right here the whole time while they've been looking.
God, I wish so bad. So make a deception.
Just too short. You can see on top.
I set them pretty high.
We're just going naked
Put it
here.
on a table. It's like above Fee's eye level.
They are aghast at this revelation that it was here this entire time. And that's what you get. Okay, it is now about an hour and a half, 2 hours past sunset. What would you like to do?
Well, how far was the town?
From here, you're about, it's about a 20-minute walk to get back to Dimesh Hold.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the tavern, not much further.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not too far a walk. I know it's dark, but I think we take the risk.
Well, I mean, those guys might come back to the cabin looking for whatever took this from them, so...
Yeah. Definitely don't want to set up camp here.
Not particularly scared of that one without his sword, but...
Oh, you have a sword. Okay.
Okay.
We'll deal with that when you have some time to deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's carry on back to the tavern.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the tavern. As you're going after dark here, you do hear, as you come back to the main road and you're going, you see Dimesh Hold, this large, towering, towering structure in jet black stone. As you're walking along the outskirts of it, you do swear you hear faint screaming, high-pitched screaming. When you kind of focus on it, and much like a star, when you look directly at it, it just disappears.
But all of us swear we hear this?
Anybody, unless anybody's perception's under 10. Yes.
11.
Passive perception.
Did anyone else hear the screaming? Faint, but like a star when you look at it.
That's exactly how I would describe it.
Wow, you know,
All right.
how you do have to run away with words. That was accurate.
What can I say?
That was a very accurate description.
Coming from what direction?
It sounds like it's coming from the tower, Demesh Hole.
Oh.
Or one of the towers. It's a large structure.
Probably
You're now-
torturing a lesser bard.
Y'all continue on.
In the tower?
Well, you know, if I could hit notes that high, I'd be a bard myself, so.
Ooh, that's a cool pop. You should do that sound effect for things.
You drop a plum on the roof.
With that, I think we carry on. to the
Okay.
tavern.
You guys make your way back to Black and Blues. As you enter, you see Nick's Raster there. Him and Corbin kind of talk. And I believe you purchased rooms earlier. You go up to them. I believe there were 2 rooms. If I remember correctly, it was it Fee and Corbin in a room? We're gonna say it
Fee and
was-
Andre, I thought.
Let's say it's Fee and Corbin.
No,
for
we had
purposes of
3
this.
rooms because
Okay.
Corbin had his own,
Yeah, he had
and
his
then
own,
those
yeah.
2 got
Okay.
one, and then he went and slept with.
For
Maybe
purpose-
they bonded
yeah.
while they were.
The bonding
For
line.
purposes of this, Fee's got his own, Corbin's got his own, y'all 3 are in one. And we'll say it's large, just so we can expedite anything that needs to happen here.
I take a long rest.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Okay.
Long rest.
Anybody doing anything before they long rest?
No, I guess not.
We give you the pyramid. You don't even do some ruminating over
I
it.
guess.
Before bed.
I want to. Is there like a table or something?
Yeah.
Does the door open inwards?
Yes.
I want to prop the table in front of the door just in case somebody comes after the pyramid.
Why don't my spells delete again? Every time you
Before we go to
level up, your spells delete?
No, that doesn't sound right.
No, did you level down at all?
Nah.
'Cause
Don't worry,
we'll
I-
delete them.
I know what I'm doing now.
He just did this 2 minutes ago, and then 20 minutes before that.
Who am I rooming with?
We're just gonna say all 3 of y'all are together.
Okay.
Since Fee and Corbin ain't her.
Well, it looks like Harlow's about to fall asleep, but what? Is anyone else as curious about that scream as I am?
Nope, I say.
Did you hear that? It sounded like a loud barking.
I describe more of a yelp, but yeah. That one was a bark. Well, you know, to be quite frank, I mean, it's Demesh Hole, you know, you hear some crazy ass stories, but not much we can do about anything going on there, you know?
Yeah.
Make a history check as you're thinking about this.
Okay. That's a little 23.
It is, as you don't know why this didn't hit you before, but that is almost the tagline of Demesh Hold, if the town was to have one, is that at night, occasionally when the moons are high in the sky on a cloudless night, that you can hear the faint sounds of screaming coming from Demesh Hold. Now, people write it off as rumor. Who knows? Maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't, maybe it was the wind. But as you're thinking on this, you do realize that this is it's an urban legend that's taken root in this town.
Before I go to sleep, we still have the sending stone.
Yes.
I'm going to send a message to Celine.
Mhm.
Is there like a word limit on those?
I don't
Can't
believe
remember.
so. So send it. It may be 25, but go ahead and send your.
The message just has to deal with the pyramid. Just that we found a magical object in Demesh Hold. I'll describe what it looks like, and that we aren't sure what it is.
Okay. Perfect. You wait a fair moment, and then you kind of see your sending stone kind of vibrate a little bit. Dings. And you pick it up, place it to your ear.
Hello.
Well, that is interesting. Keep me updated. I'm not familiar with any. You said it was a pyramidic object of black metal. I'm not sure. I would very much like to see it if you come back through the crest falls after you finish in Gargoyle.
I'll try to hand this to you.
No. And that's it.
Okay. And with that, there's nothing more for me to do. I'll start to drift off.
Okay. You guys have a very relaxing sleep here in Dimesh Hold. And
As I'm sleeping, I do like the Sailor Moon intro, and I start leveling up.
okay. I think that is all of you guys can level up. As you have now, I think, reached level 5. 4 or 5. The next day comes.
I twirl with my thing.
And Harlow just looks amazing. With the sparkles in his skirt.
A new hairstyle.
And
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah, that was my old.
So, that being said, new day is in front of you. What would you like to do?
Well, I suppose it's time to head to.
Would you grab that wine?
Yeah, maybe grab some food on the way out and hit the road.
Probably a smart idea. Do you have any other thoughts there, Harlow?
Oh, I've got plenty of thoughts. I wink at him, and I wink at
Is
Hugo.
that the THOTS variety? You sly dog.
And I look in the mirror and I wink at myself too.
Okay, that's the best one yet.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are gonna head down and get some breakfast.
Yes.
You go down, you find Nick's oddly there this early in the morning. You kind of didn't expect him to be. Thought maybe somebody else would be doing the cleaning and keep an eye on things. You come down and he's wiping off his bar as you three head down the stairs. He hears some creaking on the stairs, looks up. Hey, you heading out today? Oh, I guess he sees you fine.
A lot of dogs in this area, huh?
No, it's a problem. I've been telling the preserve they gotta do something about this. It's crazy.
Yeah, we are headed out. Just a few plates of breakfast, if you have it, and be on our way.
Hey, I get that. 2 breakfast. Two plates. You said 5 of you.
No,
A few.
A few plates. Bring 5 of them. Hey, that'll be 1 silver for the total.
Yeah, Corbin had a tab here, I think. We'll just put it on his.
Corbin's got a tab. You're gonna settle up with me before you go, and Corbin's just like, yes.
actually, he has a tab with the brewery. That was one of the.
I think he starts one here, but it's not a tab he gets for free. It's a tab that he starts
it's
that'll pay
paid by
before he
the-
leaves.
No, it's paid by the brewery.
Oh!
Yeah.
That was the
Oh!
That was part of the stipulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, put it on your tab and I'll settle up with, what's the brewer's name?
Glow Kindle.
With Glow Kindle later. After a few minutes, the food comes out. It's decent. I wouldn't say it really knocks your socks off, but it'll do the job. You've got about a full day travel ahead of you to Gargo.
I travel in 1 day.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we might as well get going.
And off you set. As y'all are continuing on foot now, as you no longer have a carriage, you do make your way down the black cobblestone about a half mile leading to Dimesh Hold, and you get to the I believe this is the Southern Highway. It cuts through the lower half of Helstra. As you get down there, you do notice heavy traffic as per usual coming from the east. So Bend, the fields of Bend. You see large quantities of caravans as you walk, carrying all manner of vegetable, fruits, meats. Whoever's in front, make a perception check.
I'll be in front. You guys should not have let me do that. 5.
Yeah,
oh, no, 4.
You didn't let him do
4.
that. I'm actually
Well,
in front.
4.
Yep. As the day progresses, nothing outside of the normal traveling catches you off guard. You do notice it's perhaps a little busier than you would have expected. Perhaps that's something to do with the fact that the preserve is discouraging people to travel that corridor along the Blightwood Hollow. So maybe goods are having to reroute. You're not sure, but this stretch of the Southern Highway is rather busy. Other than that, the day goes by relatively calmly. And as night again starts to set, you see a curve off of the road, much narrower road. You don't see anybody going that way, and a small sign pointing to Gargill.
Well,
Out of that way.
what about a different way?
Do a
An
wolfish
adventure way. And then I just go the off. No, I don't say any of this. I go the Gargill way.
Okay. To Gargill you go. Anybody else want to go the other way? About another hour and a half down this road. At this point, the night is set on heavily. You do as you enter the outskirts of Gargill. You see a wooden sign that looks like it's been carved in thick, boxy letters, and it says Gargill on it. You push past this this sign, and as you venture on, you see the distant lights, flickering lights of civilization ahead of you. As you press onward, you hear nothing that indicates to you something is watching you. But you do see, off in the distance, a glowing shape step out from the surrounding trees onto the road. As the shape steps out, it appears to be, it's a white glowing shape, almost humanoid. As you get a little closer, now you're about 50 feet away, you see this incredibly grotesque face. Almost like an orc that has had half of its face removed and replaced with some kind of glowing whitish light. It's almost as if its face is molten, this half of its face. Full-blooded orc.
Well, it's like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Andre?
I slap him across the face with a skillet.
Slap me across the face with a skillet? I duck.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. I'm not going to try my hardest. It's just going to be a tap.
Do you want to do it? Well,
A 10?
okay.
18. No, 19. My bonus went up 1 on the level.
Is this just against my armor class?
Yep.
That is the...
If you're going just for a tap, take off anything plus, but you still got to roll your damage dice.
6.
6 points. Is the skill just comes whack right across the face as soon as you say that.
I say, bloody hell. And then I say, I'll remember that.
Is this,
Well,
this
yeah,
figure?
now it's more like a mirror for you, you know? I made your face a little bit closer to his.
This figure begins to walk towards you. Again, radiating, almost luminescent.
That's a word, yes. I guess I'm gonna... Hello? Do you speak common?
I mean, nothing.
Do I know Orcish if I'm a half-orc? I do, right? I'm gonna yell at an orc.
The luminescent, it looks spectral in nature. It's reminiscent of an orc. But as you call out, again, nothing.
And it doesn't respond to the orc either. Well, what do you think the odds are? It just wants to be our friend.
Well, I don't know. I can't quite think clearly. But the odds are probably pretty high. I'd say with a stupor.
I like those odds.
What are you doing?
Why don't you go take a look, Andre, and give him a clap on the back with your skillet?
I guess I don't know.
Come on. Got your tongue.
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. As you do, it keeps approaching 20 feet, 15 feet.
At 10, I shout, "Now stop unless you got something malicious going on."
Like a friendly joke.
5 feet. And at 5 feet, you see its figure melt into itself. And you see white wisps kind of spread out around you, dissipating into the darkness.
Do orcs usually do that?
No. Well, I mean, honestly, I think we just get the fuck out of here.
I see it all the time.
Get the garden.
I lie.
What are you do?
Well, yeah, I'll carry on as well.
Okay. Carry on. You the one with passive perception over 12? You're 11, you're 11?
Mm-hmm.
I was 12 as well.
12. Okay. You two, as you're going, you see a figure. As you approach town, you can see the buildings, but 30 feet away, you see a figure up in the treetop. It looks as if it's got teeth that go from its mouth down to its chest, and then on the upside, it goes up past its head, as they're jutting out past its nose and chin area. It looks like a very rancid and wild creature, sitting atop a tree about 25 feet in the air, just looking down at you with glowing red eyes.
How close are we to the town?
Y'all are feet away.
Mm.
And as you enter, you see two buildings at the front. You see one of them is no lights on, no lamp. The other one, you see lamps kind of flickering off the windows, as if indicating that somebody's still in there. And then further off into the town, you see some lights and maybe what could be a tavern. It's a little further away. You're probably 20 feet from these first two buildings.
So I guess we just find a tavern and spend the night there, right? And then try to figure out what's going on in the morning. How late is it?
I think at this point you're an hour or two after dark.
We can probably meet some people and start talking, see if anybody knows anything.
Yeah.
True.
Assuming we get by this thing.
What?
Carry on. Let's go to
what,
no, just
what thing?
There's
Pointed out to him?
Yeah, we pointed out.
Okay,
to him.
you see what I described, perched atop a tree. The first thing that
rancid
catches you
creature.
is these red eyes, and almost glowing off that, you see these large teeth.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I mean,
way ahead of you.
if it doesn't do anything, there's nothing to do, right? I mean, I don't want to pick a fight with it if it doesn't want to fuck with us.
Yeah, I don't either. I guess let's be prepared just in case.
I kind of like walk towards town, but like keep my gaze just stuck on that thing.
Okay, as you do, you make your way past the first two buildings. You notice nobody out. It's a couple hours past dark, but it's still relatively early. But you see nobody on the street. Building on your right is completely dark, and on that building, bear with me for 1 second. You see a sign, and the sign it's kind of looks in disrepair, and the sign says repairs and repurposes. Then on the left, you see some lights flickering in the windows, and it looks as if you see somebody inside kind of moving around. There's no light up top. You're not really sure what the name of the shop is, but you can see inside, and you see a very small individual moving around what looks to be boots.
Boots. I say to myself,
It's a cobbler.
And how often there was some master of boot scooting here, named Fee.
Or boot goofing, perhaps the new
Boot goofing.
kind.
Oh, I asked one of the healing party members to heal my 6 damage, by the way.
I think you are the healing party member. Oh, Corbin, he doesn't do it.
Fee could do it too, I think.
I
I
forced
think
him
they
to.
both could. I don't have their stuff in front of me. I'm just going to say it's D8, and it is a 1. We'll say that it's +2, because I'm sure he's at least a +2.
I asked them to use all their spell slots.
Sure. I mean, they're not doing combat tonight, so take it. You get your 6 points, but that's your freebie.
We're not doing combat, you say?
But they are not. They're not doing combat.
I thought I wasn't, so I was going to use all my spell slots to fuck with Andre.
It's very difficult to see from this vantage point, but you do notice 5 shadows make their way in front of your store relatively quickly, but then just stop. Yes.
Mind to make a decision here?
Sure, you can continue doing what you're doing. Just make note. The choice is yours.
Oh wait, did they knock on my door?
No, they did not. They just stopped, and you can. It's difficult to see because
Do I call through the door?
you do whatever you would do.
Who's there? Who goes there?
As you guys hear this very muffled sound, it's almost it is inaudible. You can't make it out, but you see through the window someone kind of approaching, a very small fellow approaching the window and saying something, but you're not able to make out what he's saying.
I kind of
Fee,
like...
Fee, is that one of your people?
He's a halfling. I look at Fee and I shake my head, because Fee's probably like... Because he can't tell the difference, apparently. Is this the first person we've come into contact with, like, really, since we've entered the town?
Yes, we are. Yeah, you just got here.
I just kind of, because they were so muffled, kind of wave at him to... like...
As you get closer to the window, you can start to make out more detail of who these figures are, and you kind of put your hand up to the glass, and as you do, you see a fairly attractive figure with flowing blonde hair. I believe a lute strapped over his back. I guess did you do this?
I did have the camera shot, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Waves at you to come forward very strangely.
That's strange.
Spider-Man shooting at him.
Come forward. I'm already at the window, right?
Yeah.
I went to shoot.
And you just see him look at you and you take that, do whatever you will with that. And whatever your guy
Who
would
goes
do.
there? What's your name? What's your business here?
Now that it's a little closer and he's speaking into the glass, you can make out what he's saying.
We have some questions, friend. We're new in town. We're travelers from abroad.
Travelers, you say? What is your business in Garrigill?
I love the accent.
Could we come in and talk? It feels kind of strange talking through the window.
We come from... And what's the town we just came from?
Demesh Hold.
Demesh Hold. We're here from Demesh Hold just in tonight. We saw a very strange character on the road here.
Strange? How do you mean strange?
I described the character.
Which one?
The teeth, eyes, and the orc.
Okay, so both of them. But he describes what he saw. That one kind of banshee-looking thing, and the other is a like a spectral ghost almost.
Are any of them still around?
Not that I know of it. I look at
I
my
glance
companions.
back at the
Tree?
tree or whatever the guy was perched on.
Don't see anything.
That's why I said I keep my head fixed on it.
Okay, okay. As you keep your head fixed on it, make a perception check.
It's a 9. For a second, I thought it would be 2.
When you
10.
hear this figure approach and speak into the glass, you look away, and as you look back, gone.
Not that we can tell.
How many of you are there?
Just the 3 of us plus 2.
Yeah, 5, but only 3 of us are pretty talkative.
4.5, I'd say.
All right. Come in.
And I open the door and usher them in,
Okay.
and quickly close the door behind them and bar it.
Okay. As the figure goes to the door, you hear the sound of a heavy object lifting off. The door kind of creaks open and come in. And you guys enter and he shuts it and bars it back behind you and turns around to face you. And you find yourself in a very small but modest shoe store. What's your shoe store called?
The Jenks
Cobblery.
James Cobblery. You couldn't make it out over top because of the lack of light, but on the inside, you see it's reprinted back behind the counter. You see occasional chairs sitting around. It looks like possibly fitting chairs. They're well cushioned. You see a few pairs of boots hanging on the wall. You see various slippers. All manner of footery.
Fine
for you.
Fine footwear you have here, my good sir. Thank you for your ushering through your doorway.
Of course, sir. Now that I have you here, would you mind telling me what your business in Garrigill is? What are you doing sneaking around at this late hour?
Oh, we're not really sneaking around. We just arrived in town. We had,
Yeah, we've been traveling for some time, and we're looking for a place to stay, but there are some strange things happening here.
Do I have to make a decision whether I trust them?
You can make so it's called an insight check. So roll a d20-sided die. Max should be able to pick that out.
That's the guy.
And then, do you want to show him where perception is, or insight is?
Passive?
So you'll see somewhere here insight will be listed.
Alright, so you
can add that onto your roll.
Alright, I make an insight check whether I should
go ahead
trust
and
them.
roll. This is up to you. If you
9.
9 plus 3, so 12.
No, wait, that's 6 plus
I
9.
assume it's probably.
You see, there's a line at the bottom.
Perception.
That's
This one
actually
it's a
kind of
dot.
wonky.
I mean,
Yeah, when I saw this a second ago.
Here,
it was-
these
when I
dice
saw
are
this, I
way
thought it
easier
was
to
a
read.
read.
Right.
Those
But,
dice are
yeah,
like
it's
in
not going to be very high.
camouflage.
Yep.
Like 6, 7.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Either
you
way,
can
since
use
that's
that.
what you're doing,
Use
he's-
whichever dice you think are lucky.
he seems to be genuine.
Seems
So
to be genuine.
You believe him,
Alright.
or I guess you may not believe him, but he seems genuine.
Make yourselves at home, sirs. I meant no disrespect. Always ready to house tired travelers, especially those. Sir, you look like your boots are in need of repair.
Well, I mean, we have been walking for a few days.
You do
but,
notice that some of the tread is coming off of your boots.
You do have pretty shitty boots, Andre. I say as I kind of rub my jaw.
Do you have any boots that fit a size? I don't know what size is working this.
14.
A size giant
A
motherfucker.
size 14?
You come to the right place, sir. We don't keep stock that large, but I can quickly whip you up a batch if you'll be here.
Quickly? What kind of cobbler works quickly?
Oh, one with a lot of time on his hands, sir.
Oh, that's actually a pretty valid response. Well, if you, how much do you charge for a new set of boots?
Take a stab and I'll tell you if you're off. There's gold, silver, and bronze. Copper.
2 silver pieces
Very good.
Oh,
2 silver pieces.
for a custom job.
if you do a custom job, I'll hand you 2 silver.
Done.
Do you have any
Okay.
any rarer boots in stock with magical properties, perhaps?
I look at him. I say, magical properties. What makes you think that I would have such a thing?
I'm just wondering.
Am I able to convert, or do I have to ask him to convert a gold into silver?
You can convert.
Okay. And is it 10 to 1?
Mm-hmm.
Or 10 to 1?
So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what it says.
I was just curious. Just
No, you won't be finding any of that here, sir. Sorry.
so what exactly is happening in the town? We weren't accosted on our way in, but we were
Rather annoyed.
yeah
You must be
put
referring
off.
to the night creatures, sir. Oh, they've been plaguing our town for the last 15 cycles.
15 cycles. Wow.
Oh, yes, sir. They come in all shapes and sizes, but all of them are hideous. Nobody here goes out at night if they can help it, and if they do, it's never alone.
I think I've heard of these. Do they come in this size?
And shape.
Oh, I've seen more.
It's hideous. That's gonna bump up our rating.
Oh, yeah.
Too. We're gonna
Get banned.
yeah.
It's an inside joke, audience. You'll never see what's on this paper.
I'm pretty sure that camera can pick that up pretty easily.
Not when it's turned the.
Yep.
Oh, you turn it straight towards the camera.
No, it's apparently just very see-through.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I know the preserve doesn't come down here very often, but why don't you guys ask for help dealing with these not creatures?
Help, sir. Well.
Don't feel beholden to that. Use it and do what you will. And I'll correct you if you go astray.
I think most people here aren't quite sure what to do, sir. And the night creatures are only the toe of the problem.
Now, I've never heard that saying, but I think you mean the smallest part. What's a bigger problem than some weird thing with big teeth staring at you from the trees?
I've shown the diagram again. I've drawn.
What size toe kind of problem are we talking about?
I think
Wait, as a cobbler,
Big
now, do you only use that reference, that terminology, toe of a problem, because you're a cobbler? Or do you think you'd use it if you weren't a cobbler?
No, I think I've said too much, sirs. I better get to work on those boots if I'm to finish them by tomorrow.
It's 9 p.m. at night or something. It's 2 hours into darkness and you're gonna work?
Because it's regeneration, so.
Okay, I mean, could you tell us where the tavern is then?
He's already offered him as his home, right?
Oh,
For
yes,
the night.
please feel free to stay here as long as you need, sirs.
I curl up into a pair of boots. We have a free room and board. I don't know about you, but my coin's getting a little thin.
Make an intelligence check.
Me?
Yes. Okay. Is that a 20?
Yes, and
Yeah.
yeah. Where should I go with intelligence?
And intelligence is one of the big sections on that side.
Okay.
So all the checks are 20s.
I'll do 4 plus 1. That sounds like a good
You
plan.
should have rolled your dice you like.
Free room and board.
It's a good plan.
As in,
Nothing.
okay.
Yep. Keep doing what you're doing.
And excuse me, no one knows where these night creatures came from? They just, I've never heard of them in the
night
town
creature
where I'm
before.
from, but
No, sir. Nobody knows where they're from. But a few of us have had
History
run-ins
check.
with them.
run-ins.
Yes, not me personally, but I know of a few others in Garrigill who've had distinct experiences with them in the last 10 days.
Wow. Like physical altercations, or?
I'm not sure, sir. Again, I haven't had a run-in with one myself recently, but I never hear of good run-ins with them.
Yeah, I can imagine not.
Mine haven't been so pleasant myself. And I rub my jaw again. and Andre.
Well, you know, sometimes people, these night creatures, they just get offended when you say rude things and they act hastily when they're offended, you know?
You all seem like a good lot. I want to trust you. What are you doing here in Garrigill? What are your intentions?
Like
Continue on.
No, Harlow, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Well, me, Hugo, Andre, and these two.
There are 2 individuals who have said nothing. But they look friendly.
What's with them?
One's very, very small, about your size. The other's somewhat large and I think armored.
Yeah, I think they ate some bad food at breakfast. They've been quiet ever since.
Oh yeah, my stomach's killing me. That's the little one that says that.
We're just passing through, but we did intend to inquire upon.
Now, look, can I be, I'm sorry, I never got your name.
Oh, it's Dudley Jenks, sir.
Oh, Dudley. I got the Jenks part off the store name, but Dudley. Now, my name is Andre, and this is my friend Harlow, and, he's a bard, and we're trying to support him in his endeavors, so he wants to, really get his name known, and we're trying to target a bunch of towns that we think most bards don't go to.
It's a rare bard that can support 4 hungry mouths off just tavern tips.
He is quite talented.
And I kind of just look proud of myself as I say that.
He looks very proud.
So I think I want to trust him. Can I do another?
Do an insight check.
All right, insight check. So that's another 20-sided die. 18. Let's go.
Okay, plus
3. 21.
So
Very
y'all
insightful.
either deception or persuasion roll, or one of you do it with advantage.
You should really let me do it, I think,
Okay.
based on statistical odds here.
Yeah. So you got it with advantage.
Whew. 21.
What did you get total?
21.
They doesn't appear like they're telling the truth.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Seem to be a bit shifty.
And you can do with that as you will.
That's hilarious.
Well, sir, I think I need to turn in for the night.
Now I thought you were getting started on my boots.
Oh, yes, I work in my room upstairs. That's my personal shop. I work best alone.
You work in your bedroom?
And so just to clarify, it was just with their reason for being in town. When they said that, why they're here. Everything else seemed to be forthright, but when they mentioned why they're here, there was something about the way both of them kind of tag teamed. It almost seemed rehearsed. So you can, if you would have changed anything, change it. If not, I just wanted to clarify that you can do as you will.
I just want to trust him for the sake of the story.
Do what you do. What you do. Although, your character is the story. So.
And you
Follow your heart.
don't have to necessarily act on every bit
You can
of
just keep it in the back of
You can
your
keep
head
it to
until
yourself.
later. You know?
Gotcha.
Like if you want to act like you trust us, but you know that something that you're not letting on or whatever.
Yeah, that's just
It's just for your
information.
character to know, so you can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
So you were asking about the night creatures.
Oh yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell me of the two that you saw.
Well, one was appeared to be maybe.
An Andre looking motherfucker.
Carlos.
You see me shift the skillet a little bit in my hand.
You got hit in the face once for saying something like that, so maybe cool it with some of that.
I glance at the spell slots left in Corbin and Fee's inventory, and I said,
Yeah, one looked like an orc, but melting, and another one was, it was kind of high up, but some type of four-legged creature with glowing eyes. I don't know.
sharp ass teeth.
So you all came from Demeshhold, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you happen to see a family of halflings like me? They would have been a man and his wife, 20 or so years older than me, and two twins, about 17 years of age each. Did you see anyone meeting that description when you were in Demeshhold?
How old are you? How old do you look?
Oh, I'm about 30 years, sir. 30 cycles.
We did see an older halfling, but I think he might have been more than 20 years older than you. I'm trying to remember his name.
And not a traveler. if I remember
Corbin,
correctly.
what was his name again?
Corbin, what was the halfling's name? Wasn't one of the two old men a halfling?
At the
Yes.
tavern.
His name was Hollith.
Hollith? Is that who you're talking about? I think that was the only halfling we met.
Or Halith.
We were only in town for a couple of days.
Okay, sir, and no wife or two twins with him.
We met him at a bar, and he was trying to stay away from his wife, I think. As most old people in bars are.
I only ask because my family disappeared about 3 years ago when they were on their way back from Dimesh Hold. I've been looking for them ever since.
I'm sorry to hear that. But no.
I'd roll an insight check. I don't think he really cares. Just kidding.
That's personal info. Don't share it.
Just kidding.
Well,
No.
keep your eyes peeled for me if you don't mind.
Yeah, I suppose we can.
Well, we'll probably go back through that way on the way out. If we see him, we'll tell him Dudley sends his regards and wants to know where the fuck you've been for 2 years.
3.
3? Oh, my bad.
You know, it's a large and wondrous world out there. I'm sure they've gotten themselves carried away in a carnival or a festival or maybe
Awesome night creatures.
maybe hung up listening to a talented bard swept away by his charming titteries. And I coined a new word and I pull up my journal and I think titteries.
You see the bard kind of pull out a worn leather book and start writing in it.
A bard, you say? Well, can you regale me with any tales?
Oh, too many tales to tell tonight. But tomorrow night, at the inn, and I look in the direction of the inn through the wall.
Okay. You see it through the wall. You don't see it.
Pardon me for being forward. Is there any food that we could eat? We'd be happy to reimburse you.
Excuse me, of course,
With
sir.
song.
I'll be right back.
I go and get into the other room. And I come back with tankards of ale and cheese.
While he's gone.
Okay.
While he's gone.
Generous.
Yes, I whisper this so he can't hear. Now, it's early enough that we should probably go to the tavern and try to figure out what the fuck's going on. I mean, we're still here on a thing, and now while I do enjoy the prospect of new boots, we don't need to spend all our time with the crazy old gobbler who hasn't...
Andre, I don't know if you were paying attention on the way in town, but I have a feeling the tavern's not going to be a lively place. The whole town looks near dead.
Do you think this is more lively than the tavern?
Well, I think I have a feeling that evenings are quiet around here.
Well, if you want to wait till the day, I'm just thinking if there's anybody drinking in the tavern while they're drunk's the best time to get information, but we can start in the morning if you all prefer.
I
I'm fine
think
with it.
about
If you
it.
think it's the right way, I'm in no rush.
Let's ask our new friend here if he thinks there's going to be anyone in the tavern.
As y'all are discussing this, you see him come back with 2 trays much too large for him to be carrying, awkwardly balanced with these tankards of ale. Make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Is that another 20?
Yep, and then it's going to be
So all checks are going to be with that D20. That's your most used dice, and then dexterity is
modifiers like your.
Dexterity is the side one.
Yeah, there's a few that are on the side.
The big 6.
16 plus 1.
Yeah, as he's coming through the door, he kind of to the back room. He kind of trips a little bit, stepping up a step, and almost loses one of the trays with a couple tankards on it, but manages just to right it, and then sets everything down on the cobbler's counter.
Juggle
A little
Impressive! Impressive! Ha 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 ha! I laugh.
You have an audience. The floor is yours.
Fee, why don't you pay him a gold or something?
Sure. Gives you a gold piece.
Oh, thank you, sir. I don't know how many pairs of boots I can make with this.
He's down a gold piece.
Either 5 or you scammed me earlier.
It's all in the boots, sir. You see, it's all in the stats.
I get the feeling these boots aren't going to give me any stats.
Make a deception check.
Or a persuasion check.
Deception or persuasion?
So roll your d20 and add. If the boots are going to add stats, roll persuasion. If the boots aren't going to add stats, roll a deception.
Yeah,
Don't
decide
tell me
if
what
you're
doing.
lying.
Should I do
or
insight
not.
then?
Well, yeah.
I got 9.
Yeah, it's 7. And I'm trying to convince him that they're good.
That's plus your deception.
It's persuasion actually. I was going with the honest approach.
Oh, these boots do give me stats.
Okay.
He's the GM
Well,
now.
you're the one that let him decide. So
I
really-
know. I just thought.
You know, so many.
No,
He's
I'm
a
just
good
trying to convince
person.
him that they're going to add to his stats. Yeah.
Will they add to his stats?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'll take a pen of those myself.
My persuasion's only 7.
There's
though,
for
so-
everyone.
Okay, he's telling the truth. We'll talk about this in the break. For now,
You're welcome with this party anytime.
Oh, thank you, sir. Enjoy the cheese.
Well, would you say that the tavern here is going to be full? Does it get lively here at night, or even a few drunkards willing to spill their beans? I say non.
Oh, no, sir.
suspiciously.
I doubt it.
so you would know there's usually a typical crowd. There's some of the people that you know that I mentioned that you know are going to be there. Notably, you're pretty sure that Jillian probably is going to be there. You know Eliza's going to be there. Tilford definitely going to be there. So maybe Gershwin, a few others. But yeah, it's usually a regular crowd. Some people go, but it's generally the people that are willing to brave the night. But there is activity. It's not as lively as, say, dusk or right before, but there is still a night crowd. Usually group home as far as they can.
But you can lie to us if you want.
Yes, so you can tell them what you want, but that is what you know, because we didn't discuss that.
Yes, sir. There will be a crowd at the tavern, of course. Only those who are brave enough to risk the chance of a run-in with the night creatures, of course. But there should be people there.
Would you be interested in going? I'll be in town for a couple days, so you don't need to rush too hard on those nicely bonusy boots.
We could use someone to introduce us and make sure that we don't get accosted as unwanted traveler, suspicious guys.
Fee will pay for your drinks.
Well,
Fee is very generous.
I was gonna make a persuasion check, or what's the check that you guys keep doing?
To tell what are you trying to do?
Try to see if I want to judge them to see if they can keep me safe. If they're
Do an insight check.
insight,
Yep.
that's it. Insight check.
Actually, are you trying to see if they'll keep you safe based on what they're saying? Or are you trying to see if they'll
Just
keep
their
you safe?
appearance and
Perception. So add your
perception. Yeah. I want to perceive if they're
So,
capable.
yep, roll that d20 and add your perception to it, which it's alphabetical order.
I perceive them as safe. I'll go with it.
Okay. Is it low?
It's low.
Yeah, you just, sure. It's
All
just kind of like,
Sure, sir. But you lead the way.
Well, we'll let
also-
Andre head up the Vanguard. Vanguard, right?
you would be, this is just for me and you would be very excited to go.
Of course.
So,
I think I can make an exception.
So that would
to the rule
add-
against traveling at night.
even though you look at them and you're just like, yeah, they'll be fine.
Surprised I'm not there already.
Okay, as you guys head back out into the darkness, you leave the safety of the light of Jenks Cobblery, and you head towards the center of town to the Wine of Bend Tavern. That's where we'll take a break, and we'll be right back in anywhere between 1 and 10 minutes. Welcome back. This group of boys made it to Garagil late at night. They saw some interesting, scary creatures. Startled me. And I have no idea what I was saying now. They saw some scary creatures. They learned later were called night creatures. They entered the town after encountering two of these strange, terrifying visages. One of the first buildings they saw had a light on. Inside that building was a very small, very skittish man that they learned to be Dudley Jenks, the owner of Jenks Cobblery. After negotiating with Dudley, to craft a pair of boots, Andre and the gang decided to head to the tavern, the local tavern, the Wine of Bend Tavern, with Dudley in tow. So as you guys make your way outside into the night, you head to the center of the town, and there's the occasional low light in the window that you see, but it's very apparent at this point that the main source of activity is coming from a building near the center of town where the road goes and then kind of Y's off, and at the center of this Y, you see a relatively nice building for Garagil. The buildings are largely made out of wood, some stone here and there, nothing remarkable. But this building is a little nicer. It's got a paint shop. There's faint purple trim going around the entire exterior roof line of this building. Thank you. So you guys approach.
It's in this town.
Hello. Yeah.
Just like to measure.
Night creature.
You guys get up to the door, and as you do, Dudley kind of positions himself in front of you and walks in. And what you see on the inside, you see a very large tavern that's not heavily populated. You see a few people, most of them milling about at various tables. You see a group of two over here, someone standing up speaking with them. You see a couple people over here. You see a person at the bar, and you see an individual that appears to be, her waist is above the bar, and from this view you get you're able to perceive that she's quite short, kind of reminiscent of Dudley. So you guys enter the Wine of Bend Tavern. What are you doing?
Now, Dudley, is that lady the lady that you were talking about that was missing?
Oh, don't point. That is Eliza Backstrap. She's the purveyor of this establishment.
Oh.
She's a lovely lady.
Dudley.
Lovely indeed. I eye her up.
Have you ever hit one? She's like literally a quarter of his size. This is like Shaq and his girlfriend. Her wife.
Well, the game is afoot.
Do I smell a good bit of competition between our new friend and Mr. Harlow himself?
Oh, don't be so uncouth, Andre. These are just two gentlemen admiring a lovely half-lady.
Alright. If you want to take your shot, go for it.
Well, I never shoot my shot until my drink is got. And with that, I go up to the bar and order drinks for everyone.
As y'all are talking, before you start walking up, you see the lady from behind the bar kind of look up at you, actually look up at you, Dudley, and your group of friends, and she says, "Dudley, welcome! What is this? You brought the whole town."
These are just some travelers I've taken under my wing, Eliza. You know me, just thinking of others.
Hey, come on, let's get him some drinks.
I look at Dudley with the furrowed brow at the attention. Just kidding.
Do you want to make an insight check and see if you can insight the jealousy? You'll make your way up to the bar, I assume, unless anybody's doing anything else. Okay. As you get there, you see. As you get closer, you can see there's a runner. Ooh, back behind the bar. That is kind of like there's a step going up to this stand almost to allow this bartender to
easily reach the height of the bar. As you guys kind of get all up there. Oh, so what you gonna be drinking, Dudley? I know what you're gonna be drinking. And what about for you?
Oh, I'll take your house wine.
Look, a house wine. Well, it's not. I don't have wine for. I have wine from Bend, but between you and me, that's shit. So I bring in wine from Solaria Grove, and that's the good stuff. It's a bit more expensive with the import to know.
Oh, that's okay.
You can afford it.
One of my friends here is happy to pay the extra.
Oh, that's fantastic. And she looks to Fee and to Corbin, and neither of them want anything, but they're happy to pay.
Well, in that case, if you recommend the wine, I'll go with the wine too, right, Fee?
But do you want wine from Solaria Grove? Not
Yes.
There we go.
We'll all have what our friend here Dudley's having, and I kind of sit next to him tallly.
Excellent. And the same for you, yeah.
Yes,
The
yes.
usual.
Oh, I'll have some of the interesting wine with the chap over there.
Oh, you don't want the pineapple drink that you usually get.
No, please, that's fine. If he's popping a bottle, I'll have some.
Does you the pineapple drink? I'm
Welcome to your
confused.
sweet pineapple drink.
There we go. Perfect. She kind of turns around and walks down the steps. You see her pull a bottle off of a rack, a very low rack. Kind of looks at it, undoes the top, pulls it out, pours 1, 2, 3 glasses, and then you see her run back into the back. And after about 30 seconds, she emerges
Hey,
with.
to see you leave, love to see you go.
What was that? I didn't quite catch it.
Carry on there, you bunny, wee little lass.
She emerges with a tankard. It's almost a stubby tankard, and in the top you see 2 twigs almost kind of poking out like that, and it looks to be, as she's bringing it back from your vantage point, completely full of some yellowish, almost slushy looking liquid.
Looks like she peed in the glass for you.
She's able to, interestingly enough, manage to handle the tankard, the mini tankard, and all 3 glasses of wine, even though her hands are incredibly small. She walks up her step, gets to the runner. There you go, and there you go, and there you go, and there you go, Dudley.
Much obliged.
Hey, you're late one tonight. Usually you're not out this late.
Oh, of course, I came to see you, Eliza.
Well, that's... I'm glad you did. I'm not used to you being so forward. Your friends have given you a new set of courage, huh?
Yes.
Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. I like this. I like this on you. I like the look on you. Now, where are your friends from?
Well, at least we're right here. We can answer our own questions, but...
Where are you from?
Well...
Whoa.
I turn and walk away.
Just wanders away aimlessly.
Well, on that note...
It just so happens I'm crafting a pair of boots for this fine gentleman.
And you've got a customer. A custom job. You know he's the best bootmaker in town.
Well, I believe that. Are there
He's the
many
only-
bootmakers in
he's
town?
He's the only one, but he's good. He's really good.
Well, you know, little
Don't let the dirty bootmakers make you question his work. It's good.
Well, you know, little Fee over here is a great leather worker, and he had heard great things about the Dudleys. So here we are.
That's interesting.
I
It's-
kind of like kick his knee him over the thing. You know,
Heard great things
like a
about the
wink.
Dudleys. I thought your last name was Jinx.
No, Dudley's boots. The Dudleys, as in, you know, Dudley's boots.
Jinx Cobblery. I've got it. I think.
Yes,
Where are you from?
Not any Jenks boots. Only if they're made by Dudley. None of the rest of the Jenks are good boots. At least according to Fee.
That's a sad tale. The other Jinx. I'm sorry, Dudley. Where are you from?
Well, I've traveled the countryside long and far. I've seen many a wee company. Yes, many a wee inn like this one. But a fine establishment you've got here.
Hey, yeah.
You keep it up quite well for someone of such
delicate creatures.
Well, I'll be honest with you, the exterior is more Tilford than me, isn't that right, Tilford? And she kind of lifts her head, and you see a guy sitting over at a table by himself, kind of lift a bar and smile. Lift a glass and smile.
Well, after a quite frightening night of night creatures, I say a toast to.
Hey, they saw the night creatures. Keep it down in there.
Keep it down. Why?
A toast to a fine company.
These people have to live with that, and I have to live with that now.
Well, doesn't
It's
everyone
terrifying.
know? Why should we keep it down?
Yeah, they know, but
Everyone's
they come
aware.
here to get away from it. Don't remind them.
They're just right outside. How do you get away?
You never.
You mean they never come indoors?
Are they like vampires where they have to ask to go inside?
Now that you mention it, I've never heard.
What's a vampire?
Dudley, you've been here a lot longer than I have. Have you heard stories of people them coming indoors?
Now that you mention it, only outside. And only when people are alone, usually.
They've not put that together. But yeah, no, they don't come indoors, but what I mean is, they come here to drink and forget about their troubles, and the night creatures is one of many troubles in Garrigill.
Well, do you?
One of many.
Well, then a toast to drinking
Hey,
and forgetting about our
I
troubles.
spoke too much to drink, to forget me about your troubles. I'll have one with ya. She kind of hops down and pours herself an ale and comes back up. To forgetting about your troubles.
There's a stool here, Eliza.
And she lifts the glass before she drinks. To forgetting about your troubles, and everyone lifts
And I kind of like reach and try to cheers her drink.
Okay.
And while I lift,
cheers it. Make competing dexterity checks.
while I lift, I'm going to, with my other hand, cast suggestion on her
Oh shit.
and say, "So, tell us about your other troubles in town."
What is the DC on this?
It's a 16.
So how this works? There's some spells that you do. You can do in combat.
Wisdom
and,
saving throw.
Okay, 16. Or don't tell me what the number is, but it's wisdom. You can do in combat, and they do damage or various things. And there's different kinds of spells that are more useful when you're interacting with characters. And in a spell like this is suggestion. He gets to suggest something to me, and if I roll a particular check, and if I fail it, then
He has to do the thing that was suggested.
within reason. There's
Yeah,
limits
it
to the
can't be
spell.
like bodily harm or anything, but
And it can't be like kill yourself.
yeah.
Right, and then there's actual spells,
Sleep
the
with
details. Sleep with. Oh gosh.
Don't need
Yes.
suggestion for that one. You just need those lovely locks.
That is a
you know?
13.
And the loot.
Okay, what's your suggestion? What do you say again? Sorry.
To tell us about the rest of the town's troubles. Because she mentions, like, to forgetting about our troubles.
And she said it's just one of many troubles or something like
Yeah.
She sets down the glass.
Speaking of forgetting
Whew.
our troubles, tell us about them.
It's been a night. This drinking is going to my head. Dudley, I like these fellas. I don't mind. I'm just gonna tell them. Why don't you step away from the bar for a second? Don't you mind?
Yeah. No, whatever you think, Eliza.
Well, stay if you want, but I like you. So there's the night creatures, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. But that's not the biggest problem. No, not by a long shot. And keep in mind, I'm not from around here. I've been here for about 2 cycles tops. I bought this place. And to be honest with you, I wasn't told when I bought it about the night creatures or about the other things that I'm about to tell you in a second. And so I was a bit miffed. I think I could have got a better deal, but I got a good deal as it is. But anyways, I find out after I've owned the place for a few days that there's night creatures, and you've seen them. But there's also something else. There's a She looks at you, but then almost as if drawn to you by like a magnetic force, she's just back at you. There's a group of people here. People, I assume they're people. But they somewhat run things around here, and I've heard they promise to keep us safe from the night creatures. Maybe that's why they don't come indoors, or I don't know.
But this group is, it is good and bad. A lot of people say they protect us, but a lot of people say that everything bad that happens is because of them. And there's a lot of bad that happens around here.
This group the Preserve?
No, there's no preserve presence in Garrigoon. No.
What is the? I mean, do they go by a specific name?
Hey, they call the Hebrew.
Now, you said you assume they're people. How do you? What do you mean assume they're people?
I've not seen them. I've not had much of a reunion with them, but
Then how do you know they
let me
exist?
rephrase. I've seen the shapes. They walk around town. They slink around in these black robes. Not often, but occasionally. Mostly around when there's a town council meeting or something like extorting and whatnot. But yeah, I haven't seen their faces. I've seen the black robes.
What do they do to keep you all safe or cause this trouble?
Well, I've heard, and Dudley would know better than me, but I've heard that they keep the night creatures away. I've heard that they protect us from things coming down from the Broom Hills. I've heard that I've heard worse. They protect us from themselves as long as we don't make a fuss. They don't kill us, pretty much. They take some liberties there about this.
Black robes, you say? Well, sound like cultish figures to me.
Certainly, I
They're
mean.
not to be trifled with.
Oh,
And
why?
Dudley
Why
knows
is
more than
that?
me. Why, it's Dudley. He's been here longer. I'm just telling you what I've heard. I haven't had, like I said, not.
Dudley, I mean, what do you mean? Not to be
A man
trifled
of many
with?
secrets. I look at him suspiciously and then back at her.
Well, I mean, I have had a run-in with the Hebrew. The night my parents disappeared 3 years ago, they were on their way back from Dinesh Hold and never returned. And so 4 days later, after I'd been managing the shop, I decide to go out after them. And I get a little ways on the road to Dinesh Hold, and two of them appear out of nowhere in front of me, black cloaked figures, and they tell me that it's no use looking for my family, that it wouldn't make any difference. So I take that to mean they're trying to convince me that my family's dead. Who would say such a thing except for terrible creatures?
Dudley, I didn't know that. That's sad. I'm sorry.
I don't speak of it much.
Aye, very sad.
You lost your family.
How would they know your family was dead?
Exactly.
Are you implying that something's afoot with them? That they did something to your family? Now, if they're offering protection, do they kind of, she mentioned extortion. Do they take money and to do shop not pay, or?
Well, I shouldn't say much more, but
I won't tell you much more. You see that man over there sitting at the table? He don't talk much, but I hear they took his tongue. There's a girl that comes around here. She should be back in town tomorrow. And I heard they gave her quite a scare recently. Or was it the night creatures? I can't recall. But they definitely, I've heard for certain that they've killed people. I've heard that they've caused plagues. Every time someone's roof burns down or falls apart, practically it's a Hebrew from what I hear.
Where are they headquartered, if anywhere?
Well, that's a question. Have you heard anything about that, Dudley?
no.
I want to insight check that.
Okay, make an insight check.
10.
Okay, so roll a d20, and we'll just start with this. 2.
Perception.
Okay, yeah. Do not trust him.
Wait, what?
He seems much more skittish than he already did. He kind of looks up, looks at you, looks down, looks up at Eliza, looks back down.
I kind of make eye contact with Hugo and Arlo and see if try to raise my eyebrows slyly to kind of point out.
I know exactly what he's getting at. I insight check to see how attracted she is to him. Well, that's a 4 plus whatever the modifier is.
Actually, this would be perception. Edgy perception.
Okay.
My perception is incoming. 8.
At this point, it's any man's game. You're not sure.
I look on Andre like.
I look at Hugo. Well, I mean, it sounds.
Oh God.
I see. Well, surely they must be operating from somewhere.
I mean, I've heard things, but I don't know. I mean, people say a lot of things. Like I said, I'm new here. I thought maybe if anybody would know, it'd be Dudley here. Maybe Gershwin, but he doesn't have a tongue, and I don't think he can write but numbers. So
You know, Dudley, if those two popped out of nowhere to talk to you when your parents were, did you see which way they went after your conversation?
I mean, I casually made my way back to town after the encounter.
Well, but did you see
In a
which?
dignified manner.
Did you see which way they casually went?
They don't really go or come as you and I do. They more appear and find themselves in places.
Dudley, there comes a time in every man's life, even half man, where
you don't say that.
it's
Not in my cabin. He's a full man.
halfling.
I know that's a bit offensive.
Really? I thought it was.
He's
the
a halfling, not a half
nomenclature.
man.
I look at P. You said halfling, didn't you?
I'm a gnome. I don't really know what's going on.
Well, yes, you're a gnome. I only go by the reference of even someone even
But when
shorter
you
in
in the
physical
Finn tavern,
stature.
he's a halfling. He's not a half man. You're a man, Dudley.
Oh, I'm sorry for
Thank you,
the.
Lisa. You're a woman.
Hey,
A full woman.
Yes.
I cut it.
Yeah.
Trying to save the money. The full woman. I'm trying to save the exchange.
Hey, I think you both. I think you both.
But it seems to me like this Brune, what
Keep your voice down, sir.
No.
they're causing maybe some minor troubles, lighting the rooftops on fire and making idle threats about one's family's whereabouts, but they maybe are more bark than they are bite. I'm just trying to convince him of this.
Now.
Make a persuasion check.
I think that's 15.
Okay. Roll a d20 since you're a.
Oh no, it's a 17.
Okay. Go do insight. I guess yours would probably be deception. I don't know if that changes.
Plus 3, 18.
Well, it definitely was persuasion because I don't know.
Okay. What did you have?
Mine was 17.
You're just not. I mean,
Make
maybe.
no mistake, sir. The Brune are the real danger here.
Now, do you think another drink might help bring back your memory of that?
Another round? Is this one on you?
Oh no, Corbin, you'll get this one, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's the least I could do. It's the least I could do.
You're a good friend.
Hey, so another round of. It's gonna get a second boat. Oh, want more wine and you want some more pineapples?
No. Let's get something stronger for the full man over here. I want to take a shot with him.
Hey,
Strongest thing you got.
the
I'll take
strongest thing I've got. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
expensive. Are you sure about this?
I'll take
got a lot
another
of
bottle.
brew making to do tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll take another bottle.
A full bottle.
Oh yeah. Well, Corbin, I mean, he came into some money recently.
The abuse stops there. You get a glass. She'll finish off the bottle with you.
That's
She
what
goes-
he gets for
I know.
getting sick at breakfast.
It brings you the wine. It brings you a normal size shot glass. Brings you a very almost. It's like a thin tankard full of this like brackish looking liquid.
There are two little shot glasses.
No, yours is one large shot glass. You've got a small shot glass. You've got a small shot glass, and
No shot for me.
no, you've got the wine refilled.
Well,
Hey, we'll settle up in a minute.
as she says to Corbin.
A shot to the cause. And look at Andre.
All right, Mr. Dunn.
Oh, this halfling does love his drink.
Hey, bottoms up! And she slams hers down, throws it back, and it's almost like ice. Have you ever had, I think it's called echinacea, when it hits the back of your throat, it doesn't burn, but it's the opposite. It almost ices it, and as it goes down, before it gets into your stomach, with the ice feeling going down, you start to feel a little loopy. Make me a Constitution saving throw. Or check. Make a Constitution check.
Check or saving throw?
Check.
Soft 20.
Yeah, it is a little loopy.
Oh, no, that was some good stuff there, Eliza. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is my special brew. I make it myself. I still haven't come up with a name for it, so if you have any ideas, I'm all ears.
What about naming it the Hebron?
Not around here, that's a bad idea.
The Hebrew.
I mean, that's funny. That's really funny. But I should have
Don't make
warned
us
you.
regret sharing with you.
Yeah, you should keep that.
Sharing with you? We just bought you a drink and you won't even tell us where they're headquartered.
How would I know such a thing?
Oh, Dudley, you're a wise man beyond your years. I can tell.
My boots.
We can all tell.
I'd bet my left nut you guys are making this whole thing up. You don't even know where they are, and yet they run the town.
Hey, that's right. We're making it up. Ain't Dudley?
No.
I will tell you.
They had a special project for my father. That's why they sent me back to finish his work. I'm pretty sure that's why he was taken out or whatever.
Oh, come on, what have you?
Dudley!
A special project? What are you talking about?
Your father had a special project for them.
She starts to flush red.
I kind of snapped
So
to it.
interesting.
That sounds like poppycock to me. I'd look at her and kind of like challenge your assertion that she was impressed by.
She's almost at this point just kind of zoned in on him, somewhat lost.
Hey, that's so interesting.
Can I make a roll of a sobering up roll, or just like getting deeper into the drunkenness?
So you're about you know what? You're a halfling, and you've been drinking as well. You do need to make a Constitution throw.
Constitution.
Yeah,
All right.
Saving throw or check?
just a check.
14.
Yeah, you're very tipsy, but you're not to the point where you're like drunk. You'd be wobbling a little on the way home. You're feeling good, light.
Yes, a special project. Yes, that's. I think that's why they told me to go home and not look for him. He's working on a special project for them. I don't know anything more.
Like I told you, it's kind of a little bit of a story you tell among friends around drink to impress maybe some lesser ladies, but not so
Lesser ladies.
Not-
Mind your tongue.
Well, there's no lesser ladies around here, I'll tell you that.
Hey, you boys are flattering me tonight. What have I done? Have I done something with my hair differently? Is it?
It sounds to me like they just wear robes, not boots. There's no proof.
I'm
There's no
going
proof they wear
to-
boots. I take another drink.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation
Okay.
in front of Eliza,
Okay.
to make it smell like something's burning from the kitchen,
Okay.
in the hopes that she'll go back there.
Yeah. As soon as you do that,
Oh, shit, I think I must have left something on the stove. Give me just 1 second.
She turns around and she just bolts back to the back room.
Dudley, I'm going to level with you. We are passing through, but the Hebron do interest us as well. If there's anything more you can tell us about them, we're here to find out as much as we can.
And if you have problems with the Hebron, you don't need to be linked to us. If you tell us where they are, you don't need to come. Just tell us. Nobody will know.
I'm gonna do this thieves' cant It's a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code that allows me to hide messages in seemingly normal conversation.
Okay.
It takes 4 times longer to convey such a message than it does to speak the same idea plainly.
You have been
Do we have to be
reading.
able to speak that?
I don't know. So as you start talking, say what you will. Say what you would say outside of Thieves' Cant, and why they're looking to see if they can speak it.
Wait, so do I say the message I'm trying to convey, or do I say?
So you would not say the message you're trying to convey. So it's something that it's written as well as, I believe, oral. And it would, if somebody can speak the language, you'd be able to talk to me like I'm talking to you. But if you knew what I was saying based on some things I'm doing, you'd understand there's more to what I'm saying. So does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm also going to cast Minor Illusion around us to make it seem like there's just more room tone than usual, so that we're not like disturbed.
Room tone.
So
Just
just
more
like
noise,
yeah,
like-
just chatter.
Okay. So as you begin to speak, and you start, speaking about things that don't concern you and intermingling your hidden message, you do notice that the ambiance in the room begins to increase, and it's almost as if you're now not only speaking in your thieves' camp, but you've got the cover of noise. It appears. Does anybody speak thieves' camp?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Nobody is responsive to. It seems nobody's responsive to the message within the message.
Now that's all very well, but I feel like we could,
That was
take
a
care of your
very good
problems if
try.
you'll take care of ours.
I speak Undercommon.
Well, sir, I suppose I can tell you a little bit about this project.
The noise kind of increases a little bit.
So, it appears my father was trying to make a pair of boots for the Hebrun. These boots would make the wearer invisible for up to an hour each day. The Hebrun were excited to have my father working on this project. It's something they wanted very much. In fact, when it turns out he couldn't complete the task because I suspect he wasn't capable, I'm afraid they must have done something with him and the rest of my family. And since then, they've been asking me to complete his work, and they've been becoming increasingly angry and putting pressure on me to complete it, but I don't think I can do so. Essentially, they really want these boots very badly, and I think they want a pair for everyone in their gang.
How often do you make contact with them?
They come around once a month or so, asking on my progress.
And do you know where they're headquartered or no?
No, sir, I don't. They come to my shop every time.
How many come by each time? Do you have any idea how many there are total? Have they told you a number of pairs of boots they want?
They haven't, but I've seen the two. Two is the most of them I've seen at one time, and I'm certain there are more.
Is it always the same two? Or do you have an idea based on how many specific individuals you've seen over the months?
You can never
I
tell.
was a little late on that.
You can never tell because their faces are always hidden, and they speak the same monotone voice, and it's like if there are more than one of them in the room, it's like they're both speaking at the same time.
That's different.
Sounds a little bit like they are up to some sort of illusory magic.
Make no mistake, my friends, these are very powerful individuals.
Yes, we're exercising every caution that we can.
As
But
he says illusory magic, I go like this, and a dove comes out.
At about that time, Eliza's come back out, and she sees the dove appear.
Oh, my heavens! That's lovely, your pet, but where'd it go?
I make it fly back into my
Oh,
pocket.
here it is! Oh, that's a cool.
Actually, in my coat.
That's a cool bed you got there. There's nothing burning. I need to
Oh,
go check. I should go check.
I did smell something burning, but
Yeah, no, I did too. I need to go check on the other patrons. But let me know if you need anything. I'll be back.
I'll come with you.
Oh, excellent. It'd be nice to have the company, don't it?
Yes.
As she walks around the bar and you kind of step over and meet her, she grabs your arm very timidly for a second, then kind of lets it go a little bit. She comes to a table and starts asking if they need anything. It almost... Actually, make an insight check.
Or perception.
3.
Or perception. Wait. 4.
Yeah, nope. Not sure what her intention was there.
I look at them go off in kind of defeat, almost like a great tragedy has befallen.
I blush nonetheless.
and I pulled out my notepad and I wrote my journal and I write a few things in my lyric books.
Oh, I can't wait to get a hold of that.
She doesn't say. What do y'all do?
Well, we can either wait outside of Dudley's shop for the next time they show up, or we can go talk to that old man without the tongue that Eliza mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get much out of him, but if anyone has a parchment and
Well, she
quill
said he
and they
can't
can
write.
Oh, he can't write?
Wow, that's what she alluded to, but
She said he can't write but numbers.
Just ask him how many you put in there.
This is a good idea. I'm gonna go over to the guy sitting alone with no tongue, supposedly.
Okay. By this point, actually, yeah, he's still alone. Okay, so you approach over to him, and while you were talking, you notice a couple people come up. Some sit down with him for a bit, and they go and mill around. Everybody's quite friendly here, and they seem to know each other very well.
I whisper as I leave. Let me do this one alone. I go up and I sit across from him at the table.
Okay.
I just look at it for a second and I stick my tongue out, point to it, and point to him. Does he have a tongue?
There is just like a nub way back there. It's as. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh.
He does have a tongue.
He does have a tongue.
Yes. Yeah. No, he's got a tongue. I almost went 2 ways with this, and I remembered I went left instead of right. He's got a tongue, so he sticks it out and does that.
You know, I had heard stories that he didn't have a tongue. Oh, so you're mute. You don't have a tongue in the sense that he lost the ability to speak. Now, I've also heard stories about a certain black-robed individual who did it to you. No? Any idea how it happened? Were you able to speak when you were born? Oh, you're trying to shoo me away? No? How many of them are there? I slide over the parchment and paper and pen.
He looks down at it, looks up at you. Just hold your gaze.
Number though.
Sorry?
He's asking about number.
Right. But he said something that in this case indicated that he didn't enjoy something that he said.
Now look, you can either live your whole life in fear of these motherfuckers who aren't killing these night creatures, whatever the fuck they are, or you can let some random ass travelers take a shot.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. So advantage and disadvantage, you roll it twice. Disadvantage, you take the lower. Advantage, you take the higher.
8.
Kind of leans back.
Tell me. I would intimidate. That I can do.
Okay, make an intimidation check. Make an intimidation check.
Soft 20.
Yep. He kind of takes a start and begins reaching for the pin. And as he does, you feel the presence of somebody behind you.
And you see them kind of put a fist down on the table. They put their hand on your back. Look over at Gershwin. Look back at you a little bit.
Okay.
Gershwin. And then look back at Gershwin. Now, Gershwin, is this fella causing you any trouble? And Gershwin looks at him. The guy pulls out a seat, sits down. We need some different type of music for this. Sits down beside you. Says, "Now, why are you coming over here into our fine town and messing with Gershwin?
I'm just spending some coin trying to get to know people."
You slammed your fist down on the table. I've been watching you. I've been watching y'all.
You've been watching me. That's a little bit creepy. What? It's happening. People slam tables. It happens.
What were you asking him?
I was asking him, none of your business. I don't see why you have
You
to
made
talk
it
about
my
everything.
business.
I didn't make shit your business. You walked up and put your hand on me, sir.
You have come into our town. I don't know if you have only been in one town in your life and never come across a stranger, but that's not how you do things, and it's not how you do things here. Especially with Gershwin.
Now, you don't know what I said to him or any of that. You're just making a bunch of irrational assumptions. I'm trying to help
Let me
you.
tell you what I saw. I see 5 individuals that I don't know come in to the Wine and Bin Tavern. I
And
see you
chat and
chatting
have a
up-
good time
I
with the
see
barmaid
I see
and
you
one of the
chatting
locals.
Up. I see you chatting up Eliza. I see you chatting up Dudley. I see you make a beeline over here and start talking to Gershwin. I didn't hear what you said, but I saw your face, and I saw his face, and I saw him tell you to leave, and then I see you didn't leave, and then I see you stand up a bit, and I see you smack your fist into the table.
Now, what Miss Eliza told me is that he had lost his tongue and was having some issues, and she felt bad for him.
So you slam your fist on his table.
So I came over and tried to have a jovial time. with him.
Gershwin, is he did you ask him to leave? Gershwin kind of. Did he leave when you asked him to leave? Now, was he asking you a particular question about anything, and perhaps the fact that you declined to answer led him to smack his fist down?
Now, Gershwind, why are you letting this man kind of lead you on all the way? Are you afraid of him? Does he have something to do with what we were talking about? Are you afraid of him?
Looks
Is he
you
scarier than me? Is that what I'm hearing?
in the eye, and with a very
I'm not looking at him, so
stern
he's not looking
face.
me in the eye.
Who,
I'm looking at Gershwind.
Yeah, Gershwin
Okay.
looks you in the eye with a very stern face, and like almost hate seething in his eyes at you.
Can
And
I
he shakes his
insight
head.
check it?
Sure.
Okay. No, I cannot.
Mhm.
So 5.
He is. Gershwin does not enjoy your company in the least. So you get.
Alrighty, well, apparently I'm not wanted here, but
That's about right. Maybe next time.
next time don't put your hand
lessen
on me.
your-
I stand up and put my hand and push him down a little bit into his chair on the shoulder as I stand up and then walk back to the bar.
Okay. As you do that, he doesn't do anything that you know about, and you continue.
Are there
back to
any
the bar.
empty tables around?
When I get back to the
Yeah,
bar, I want
around here, yeah.
I want to explain to them.
Or do you get back to the bar? I cast
I-
Phantasmal Force.
Is that even a thing?
You vengeance!
Yeah, it is okay. And I cast Phantasmal Force.
And also, that wasn't metagaming.
I know I'm joking. So you have to make a.
He said
You have to make a intellect saving throw.
Okay.
I cast counterspell.
No, you don't.
You, with your passive perception, probably wouldn't see that. I mean, you watching for him to cast a spell.
I don't feel this.
Don't worry, Jason. Nothing bad's gonna. I mean,
He's right next to me.
I know. I just feel like that's a very odd thing to be watching out for. Somebody,
Okay.
somebody that you're
I won't
friends
cast
with. You can roll.
No, I won't do anything.
I mean, does that? Yeah, that just seems odd that you would be watching your friend and then without having any idea what he's doing, you just counterspell him as soon as he starts to cast something.
Well, it seems odd to cast.
why didn't you
magic
counterspell me when I
in
did?
You don't know what he's doing.
Ever. I know what he's doing. It Phantasmal Force is
But you would
verbal,
know.
semantic, and
But you would know that he's casting Phantasmal Force.
I would know that a spell is being cast, but it's okay.
You can roll at disadvantage for it if you want, but
No, it's fine.
Counterspell's not even a roll, is it?
No, it's a
just
reaction.
roll. It would be a perception.
Oh, perception.
Yeah.
All right, so intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
12.
Fails!
Okay, what happens?
As you're walking away, you turn around and you see the man sitting at the table behind you, and he says, all right, come over here. I'll tell you everything you want to know."
The man has motioned you back.
Which one?
The old man or the young man? Gershwin? Well, I guess it was the guy that's
It
talking.
was the Gershwin. He just sees Gershwin sitting there.
Okay,
at
so
the table.
Gershwin is now talking to you, even though he can't talk and is motioning you back.
I walk back. I don't know what's going on.
I'll tell you what. If you can roll a 6 on this die, I'll tell you exactly what you asked for.
There's a die on the table.
What the
Gershwin
fuck is
again.
that?
In fact, plus 100 gold.
Hand me the die.
I hand you the die.
This is Gershwin. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's now a die in your hand. Will he feel the die in his hand? Because Gershwin has a die.
So basically, in a 10-foot cube, he just believes everything that's happening, and any irrationalities he rationalizes as making sense.
That's hilarious.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not roll a
I
6.
should have let you count.
You did roll a
I made a
six.
huge mistake.
Okay.
100 gold! And he pulls out a big bag of gold and dumps it on the table. What was your question?
What was your question?
Now, I didn't want to say it out loud, but all the information you have on the Hebron.
The Hebron. Well, they wear black cloaks. Anything else you want to know is pretty much irrelevant.
It's just him that's affected by this, right?
Yeah, he's just sitting at an empty table.
Oh, it's not the same table.
No, it's an empty table.
Okay, I'm trying to think of what. Okay.
So this is this.
Okay.
I
I don't
casted
even
a
know.
spell. It's basically like an illusion, like a mind illusion. Any specific questions I could tell you, but
So you're standing at an empty table.
I'll tell you what. You roll another 6, another 100 gold.
How long does this last?
This is going on indefinitely as the rest of the thing.
So you.
So
are...
he can roll an intelligence check. It says once per turn.
Okay, yeah.
But,
so
like,
go
at
ahead and
some
make one now.
point-
So every
Turn-
6 seconds.
Yeah, turn 6 seconds.
All right, well, that one failed.
Yeah. So
You have another 100 gold. You're at 200 gold.
200 gold. You're finding out all these things. The fact that Gershwin's talking to you, the fact that Gershwin is now at a different table.
The
makes
fact that
total
this other guy hasn't said anything this whole time
makes
total
sense
sense.
to you. Total sense. I don't even know if you see the other guy there.
No, he's left.
Okay, yeah. To you, it's just you and Gershwin, because you're at a different table.
And I'm kind of like, whoa, your luck. You roll another 6, another 100 gold. And I'm just keeping that going. It's just turned into 100 gold for every 6.
Okay, go ahead and do another intelligence. We'll move on if this one doesn't. Nope. Okay, so you're doing that. What are you
Rolled
doing?
a 2 and a 3.
Nothing.
Okay. We'll
I'm
say
just kind of watching Andre at the table, rolling dice and sweeping.
well, there's no dice, but like doing this imaginary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. After we'll say for the sake of this, you manage to finally snap out of.
No, I eventually leave him with his hundreds of thousands of gold.
Well,
I
because
agree.
every 6 seconds. So we'll just say if he's not doing anything, you'll be back. You'll be back at the bar soon.
But I end it. I end it relaxedly.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're sitting there, you roll one more time. You see another 6. You look up, and Gershwin's gone. There's no one sitting at your table. You see the two Gershwin, the actual Gershwin, the individual that you were speaking with, not talking, but you see the other individual kind of leaning close. And you see some other activity. You and Eliza make your way back to the bar.
Well, that was. Thank you for helping me with my rooms.
Oh, anytime, Liz. I've been looking for an excuse to talk to you.
Hey, what you want to say?
Oh, just what a lovely establishment you have.
That's it. You've been looking for an excuse to tell me what a lovely establishment I am.
Yes, I think you've done a great job with the place.
Okay. Thank you.
And you look
Appreciate
wonderful
it.
tonight.
That's better. I was thinking the same about you. Although that blonde-haired man is rather cute, don't you think?
No,
I'm just messing with you. I see you looking at him. No.
But she comes back. She comes back to the bar.
I start eyeing up Dudley.
Jealous like.
Do you need anything else? Can I get you something? You got a ring?
I'll have another one of these.
Do you want a room
pineapple.
here? I've got like 3 or 4 rooms open.
they'll take 5.
5 rooms? Oh, that's right. So I've only got 3. And let me check. Yeah, I've only got 3 rooms open.
Well, that's what we say. 3 on fee. 3 on fee. I like a fee.
Beams?
I'm sitting at a table contemplating my existence. You know?
So you, okay.
I think I've gotten senile.
Well, it looks like you made out pretty well over there.
I mean, you dropped it. I don't have anything. I'm just sitting there.
No, I know, but I saw you making out really well over there in your dice game.
Did you say anything?
No, I mean, I'm just not even paying attention to them.
Okay.
I'm just confused.
Well, when you broke up with the intelligence check, you know that it was an illusion.
Oh, I know it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
This is spelled BS.
And I don't think it can create sound. I think it's just like you can create objects. I know it's illusory and it takes place in the mind, but I don't think you can create an entire interaction.
Oh, it just says you craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature they can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw or an avail save throw. You create a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon of your choice that's no larger than 10 foot, blah, blah, the spell's no effect or under another phantasm.
Oh, yeah,
Yo.
it includes sound, temperature.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. I mean, in either way, that if it's in your mind, I imagine since you failed, whatever happened.
And I ended it before you
what-
succeeded breaking it. That was my point I was getting at.
Oh.
Because he never did succeed breaking it.
I walk over to what's his face because the whole interaction with Elise is getting awkward, and I tell him,
You shouldn't give Gershwin a hard time. It's not that he won't speak to you, it's that he can't.
I wasn't giving him a hard time. I was asking him for information about this Habrun because it seemed that they had taken his power to speak. He didn't want to speak of it because I get the feeling that he's being watched and some motherfucker came over
You look like you
and
two were
tried to
fast.
threaten him.
It's not that, sir. It's that he can't speak.
And
No, I understand he can't speak. He was going to tell me how many of the Habrun were. He was going to write on the parchment.
You
But he
recognize,
can't.
you recognize
write
the
numbers.
individual with.
I just got cut in. He did speak to him many times. He's saying he can't speak. He's acting like that never happened.
he would know after the thing goes away.
When he disappeared, I realized I was going crazy.
You would know that there's been an arcane influence over your mind. You recognize the individual talking to Tilford or to Gershwin now as Tilford.
Tilford.
Yeah, do with that as your
Jorbu? Or Tilford.
Mm-hmm.
So that fellow over there at the table with him, I don't know. He's
Oh, that was Tilford who did that?
Yeah.
he's
Oh, it's Tilford. He means well. He's a good person. He's probably just trying to defend Gershwin.
I mean, perhaps, but I don't know. There's something fishy. The fact that Gershwin doesn't want to talk about anything, especially when that guy walked over.
Gershwin can't talk.
You know damn well what I mean. It's a figure of speech. It does not mean literally talk. He was going to try to communicate the best he could without his vocal cords.
Tilford isn't the one pressuring Gershwin.
How do you know that?
I'll show you that.
You don't know who any of these people are, according to you. If you've got more information on who they are, tell me, but he's my first lead. There's a victim. The victim tries to communicate with somebody who is offering to go after this shit. This dude walks up and says no. And then I think he fucked with my brain somehow to fuck with me. I don't get what the fuck just happened. Either that or I'm getting old. But I don't know.
Yes,
Well, I mean, you're still at the bar. You're still at the bar.
I'm just kind of like nodding in agreement anyway.
All I know is he's helped me thatch my roof a few times for a very good price.
Well, I mean, obviously the Habrun want your roof thatched so you can build the damn boots. So I don't think that really says anything about anything.
You're convincing me.
Thank you, I suppose.
Let's go talk to him together.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. I mean, you can go talk to him if you want.
I'm feeling very confident right now.
You are. Okay, so you approach, I guess, by yourself. Are you going back or are you going by yourself?
Well, I'm not going by myself. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sitting at this table, contemplating.
I'm doing nothing.
He's doing nothing.
Well, my friends, I think I better get back to my shop for the night. I got an early morning tomorrow to working on these boots.
I'm gonna go up to my room.
Okay.
All right.
Does you did get a room here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna be okay walking back by yourself? You said most people don't travel late at night by themselves.
Well, I was hoping someone would offer. Thank you.
Well, in that case, I'll go with you.
Okay. You're going up to your room. You're going with Dudley. What are you doing?
As I see Dudley walking out, I kind of approach him from behind and I just say, Dudley, I just want you to know that nothing will happen between me and the bottom maid tonight. I can tell you have a keen eye for...
You're not coming back. I made a bed for you in my spare room.
Kind of feeling challenged by my sincerity, I say, if it would make you feel more comfortable, I'm happy to come back.
Oh yes, I'm sure Lisa has everything
He has
covered
already
here.
fee for 3. He's already bought 3 fine rooms. And then I just kind of say, all right, I'll accompany you back.
Okay. So you, Fee, and Corbin stay. You're going back with him, and you're going back with him. So as you go out, Eliza just,
Thanks for stopping by, Dudley. You know, it was nice talking with you tonight.
Blushing, I say.
Oh yes, it's nice talking to you too, Lisa.
And here you go. Here's your room key, and here's the other room keys. You'll be needing. Well, I guess I gave him the room keys.
I'll pass them to the other two.
Fair enough. Right. Well, safe travels. You know, stay safe out there.
We'll do. Next week.
I don't have a glass, but please, I would love to see you.
We'll of course.
okay. And she kind of starts preparing things to end the night, but also caring for her remaining patrons. You head up to your room with Fee and Corbin. You two head out into the darkness.
I'm going to be on high alert the whole walk back.
Okay.
I will be on low alert.
Now, you said next week. Do you only visit this place once a week?
Oh, yes. Typically, I only venture out once or twice a week. I try to come visit Eliza as much as possible, but typically stop by during the daytimes.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Y'all continue on. As you do, you make it back to Jenks Cobblery without much issue. You don't really see anything that catches your eye.
Okay.
You guys go in. Where are your beds? Are you making? Because you've got like an apartment above the shop.
Got a basement where the workshop is.
Got it.
A ground floor with the register and the desk, so to speak. People walk in and they see boots and boot shards. And then upstairs, the 2 rooms are.
Okay. So you're taking a room and you're giving them a room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So Dudley leads you upstairs, shows you to a room. It's very nice. I would say it's a quaint room.
I used to share this room with my 2 brothers.
You do see 3 beds, set of bunk beds, and another raised single bed.
So I'm confused. Is it one room for all 3 of us, or?
Oh yes, sir. It's
Okay.
only a modest cobbler we
Okay.
have here.
But you have the other room, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
My parents
So
room.
Yeah.
one room for the 2 of us.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's 3 beds in that room.
Okay, gotcha.
You guys enjoy a lovely evening.
I would bar the door, by the
You
way.
bar the door. Okay, perfect. As you and Harlow are left alone at the nighttime, is there anything you want to discuss? You don't have to.
I'll say, your drinks are on you next time. Cool.
Harlow, we gotta watch out for that guy who came up when I was talking to Mr. No Speaky Speak.
The gold bearer.
What are you talking about? The gold bearer? What?
The gold bearer. Yeah, I noticed he seemed a little jazzed by your conversation. A little put out, really.
He was about to give me some information about the ruin, and then that guy came out of nowhere and interrupted the conversation and would not let me discuss anything further with him.
Well, it seems like pretty well everybody here is a little hesitant to talk about their Bruin.
Yes, I understand that, but it's interesting that they're preventing, you wouldn't assume they'd prevent each other from talking about it.
Good point. Good point.
I don't know. We've got no other leads, and that's the most suspect thing to me. That and it seems like Dudley knows more than he's letting on. Yeah.
I'll make sure to keep one eye open for that fella, and then close my both eyes and.
Okay. You do anything?
We're all in separate rooms.
You, that's up to you three. So we'll just say Fee and Corbin take a room. Y'all have 3 rooms. Actually, no, Fee and Corbin will take separate rooms. Yeah, y'all are in separate rooms.
Yeah, then I'm gonna take out the magical pyramid and examine it after a day of thinking about it.
Okay, make an investigation check.
21.
Oh. As you're looking at it, first you take it out and you notice the strangest thing about it is it's so sheer black and the metal is so shiny on it that it almost has the appearance of mirrors. But when you try to focus on it, no, it's just reflecting whatever light there is off of this sheen black surface. You turn it upside down. Again, the bottom, much like each of the 4 sides. You run your hand over the top of it. And as you do, the tip of the pyramid flips up on a hinge, and there appears to be some dark circle in the middle of the square that's left behind by the tip being flipped. The tip flip.
Yeah, can I reach in?
It looks more like a button than a reach in.
Then I mean, if it is a button, I'll try pushing it. If not, then I'll investigate further.
Yeah, you press the button, and as you do, each of these dark sheen black sides of the pyramid, instantly each of them flicker to a different color. On one you see blue, red, green, yellow. After about a second, they switch. Now it's blue, red, green, yellow, switch. Blue, red, green, yellow, and it keeps doing this as you're holding it there in your hand. After about a second to a second and a half, the colors switch. They do a rotation, they do another rotation as you sit there looking at it.
I mean, I'm gonna keep watching it.
Okay, that just continues to every second just flip the lights.
I'll try pressing it again, actually.
The button?
Mm-hmm.
Now you press the button, nothing happens. The light's still switching.
Okay. And how long does this go on for?
As long as you're watching.
Then I'm gonna flip the top back on.
As soon as you do, the top, then the sides of it pick up the color corresponding to the color on the side, and now the entire pyramid is blue, red, green, yellow.
Okay.
Okay.
He says to it.
Okay. And I'm gonna try to depress any of the other sides.
What do you mean by depress?
Like, I'm probing around the pyramid
You're
to
pressing.
see if, yeah.
Roll me a d4. What color are you pressing?
I'll go with blue.
Okay.
4.
As you press on the blue, so just so you have this for your reference, blue started was the first color you saw. The side facing you shifted, and then back to you. It did that over and over again. You press the blue when pyramid facing you, blue is on the left side. And as soon as you do that, whoosh, the lights go off and it's back to that sheen black.
The lights on the pyramid go off?
Yes, and so now it's the normal shape, or the normal sheen black object. And just, so again, you've got 4 sides on a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
This would be not the side facing you, the side to the left of the side facing you was where blue was when you pressed it.
I'm gonna flip the top back open and press it again.
Okay, you do that, you press the button, nothing happens.
I'm gonna press it several more times.
Several more times, nothing happens.
I'm gonna try pressing another side of it.
Nothing happens. You press, you prod, you flip the top, press the button, you try all manner of different combination, and it's almost as if the object is dead.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna stow it and go to sleep.
Stow it and flow it. Okay, you do that. You guys awake after a long night's sleep.
Level 6.
To an overcast sky. And you, Fee and Corbin, are at Wine and Bin Tavern. Andre and Harlow, you are with Dudley at Jenks Cobblery.
Old man.
Waking up, where would y'all both sleep in bunk beds? How would this work?
Depends what's available.
So again, there was bunk beds and then a raised single bed.
I would have been in the single bed.
Okay.
I would have been with him.
Okay.
I would have tried to force him out of the bed.
Okay.
I would have reluctantly stayed with him.
Okay.
I would have. I don't know. I would have pushed him out of the bed.
You got top bunk. You wake up, top bunk, single bed, very lush, very comfortable straw mattress for as far as straw mattresses go. You awaking
Pretty hungover.
and again the familiar feeling of sadness greets you as you wake up in your parents' room.
Kind of ashamed at having shared so much.
Shamed at having shared so much, possibly as a result of drinking so much, but also saddened as every day you wake up in this room, you're greeted with the reminder that you are the only one in your family left. What would you like to do?
Well, I wonder if Dudley has any more cheese for breakfast.
I was wondering just the same thing.
At that moment, I walk into their room.
Well, gents, I don't have too much food here, but if we go to the tavern for breakfast, perhaps we could ask Elisa what she has. We could reunite with your companions.
Well, it sounds like you just want to reunite with Eliza.
Oh,
Is it Eliza or Eliza? I'm a little bit confused here.
Elisa.
Nope.
Eliza.
Nope, but he says Eliza.
Oh, well.
Term of endearment.
Right?
Alrighty. Well, I suppose we might as well go then.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the tavern, and we'll say as you're doing that.
And I've done it like made a better man. I mean, the better man has one speech to Dudley, conceding defeat. Yeah.
Okay. You make it back to the tavern. You see Hugo, Fee, and Corbin down, kind of sitting around, eating a hearty breakfast, and you see Eliza just head into the back room as you guys enter. It doesn't look like there's anybody else out this early.
Makes sense.
So y'all go up and join the rest of your group.
Order some brekkie.
Okay, Eliza comes back out shortly. Hey, welcome back. Dudley, I thought I wouldn't see you for a few days.
I'm
You're
escorted.
not getting needy on me now, are ya?
Oh,
Hey, that's right.
He escorted us back to the inn. I mean, he kept us safe last night. Boy, oh golly, this guy.
Won't you see some
A lot more than meets the eye there.
Did you see some night creatures on the way home last night? What did they tell me?
So, night creature.
Many.
Night creatures, but not for long. Dudley sent them scattering.
Are you
Isn't that
serious?
right, Andre? Something.
Yeah, we saw one with these gigantic teeth that stretched the whole head, these red eyes, and started coming at us, and Dudley just kind of stood his ground and the thing wavered. It was interesting.
That's scary. What did you do?
You didn't see what happened. You were just cowering behind my wee skirt.
Yeah, that's bullshit, and you know it. The thing is, this little guy was hiding behind this littler guy, and it was the funniest damned thing you'd ever seen. I was off to the side, wondering what was going on.
What did you do to scare him away? I need to know your tricks, so you're gonna have to start walking me home.
I did what
What do I
any
do?
man would do. But I shouldn't speak of it here, in the presence of a lady.
You can tell me.
Well, I bared my chest.
Hey,
2.5 feet tall.
Well, Liza, you've never seen my chest, but it's quite intimidating.
hey.
Well, all the vouch for that.
Oh, how are you gonna vouch for that? You were behind him the whole time. You couldn't have seen it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't mean to be forward, but I think I might have to see this chest someday.
What do you have for breakfast today?
I'll get you some. I've got it whipped up. It's eggs and some bacon, and I've got a little potato hash.
She runs to the back, gets 3 more plates, brings them out again. Very
As
nimbly with these
she's
little
like out, I want to ask Dudley. Now, Dudley, has anyone ever had a close interaction with these damn night creatures? Like, has anybody told a tale of interacting with one at close range?
Well,
Or have we just heard stories of people going missing and being blamed on night creatures when it could have been that brunt?
I do know one person who had an experience with one that I've heard was in pretty close range. Not more than 10 days ago. She's actually here right now.
No? Well,
She's around town somewhere.
Will she be here tonight? What's her name?
Her name is Nerithil the Hadron. She's
oh, you get that right, but you don't pronounce Liza right? Too many beers.
Alrighty, well, we'll have to look through Narrow's room at some point. Talk to her a little bit about that.
Nerithil.
She's the only one I've heard of recently.
So the breakfast is brought out.
Interesting.
You guys all feast on your breakfast, and after you do, we'll say for the sake of this, that Dudley possibly leaves you at the tavern to go return and begin working on your pair of boots. With many questions on your mind and a name, Nerithil Nahedrin. Perhaps prompting further investigation, you plan how you're going to spend your day. And on that, I think we'll end it here. And we'll be back next week for more Offices and Owlbears.